Deli.com. So whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Welcome to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston. Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane. Here are Peter and Anthony with Sports 56 Mornings.
Let's get it. Oh, let me turn it like this now. What about here? There we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome in.
Hey!
Oh! Whoa! What is this?
What's happening right now?
What is happening right now? This is weird. Zach Boyd, ladies and gentlemen.
Peter Edmiston.
I know. Man. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I was in the Family Leisure Studios proper because of all of our protocols and everything else that we are going through. But I'm here, and Anthony Sane is out today. I am Peter Edmiston here with you. Zach Boyd is our producer, and listen, he's the engine that runs this program. When I pulled up into the parking lot here, beautiful Mount Moriah, I looked and I said, "There's Big Bertha." Look at Big Bertha looking great right there, just ready to roll. And I knew I was in the right place. I knew we were good to go. I said, "Look, there's Big Bertha. Little cold, a little chilly for the top to be dropped today."
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but you know what? Hey, we're here. We're doing it, and thank you guys for making us a part of your morning. And we'll try to continue to do that. It should be a lovely Good Friday. Many of you are celebrating Easter weekend, and so we honor you, and hopefully you have a good Easter weekend planned. And those of you that are off work, off school, enjoying a Good Friday, then blessings to all of you. We are still working hard, though. I mean, I'm not saying it's a Good Friday for us, but not in that sense.
I mean, yeah, it's a payday Friday.
That's right. We're out here getting paid. That makes it a very Good Friday indeed. It is going to be a Good Friday show because we got a lot to get to. Now, today on the program, we are going to welcome in, of course, our friends Adam Kramer at 8 o'clock. We're going to talk a little college football / college basketball / Final Four with Kramer. Kramer's been writing for a number of different sites and getting a little betting preview going and doing some interesting gambling stuff, which I think is pretty awesome. I've seen him write about a number of different things, so I'm gonna ask a couple questions of him. We may even get into that UFC thing last night. Did you see that, Zach?
UFC?
Yeah, there's a mixed martial arts thing last night. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I wasn't aware of it. What happened?
I'm just gonna give you the quick explanation. Then we're gonna move on.
Gotcha.
You're gonna want to ask questions when I tell you what happened. That's the temptation. You're gonna want to ask questions. I get it. I'm asking you, don't ask questions.
Right.
Because number one, we don't have time. Number two, I don't have answers. But I'm just going to tell you the top line, headline of it, and then we can move on.
Okay.
One of the fighters last night lost a finger in the fight. Okay. 360-8255, 901-360-8255. I told you you're going to have questions. I understand that. I had questions too. I still have questions. But I'm just going to – that's the top line. I was going to give you the top line headline on that one, and then we'll just kind of go on to some other stuff. But, yes, you know how when you started a fight, he had 10 fingers. And when he ended the fight, he had 9 fingers. So that's what happened there. Yes, like I said, No, I get it.
Oh, is this like a Tyson thing? Like Tyson biting?
There was no biting of fingers. No, he didn't bite. No one had their finger bitten off.
Okay.
They did, did not have a finger though. The finger just gone. There's much to get to there. I'll fill in more of those details coming up here on the program. Mm-hmm. Also, I mentioned Adam Kramer 8 o'clock. Of course, we have our friend Kari Thompson at 9 o'clock. We'll talk preps and we'll talk hoops and more with Kari coming up at 9. Also, those are our standard Friday lineup, right? But then we sprinkled in some bonus today. Evan Barnes, our pal from the Commercial Appeal, yes. Evan's going to join us at 8:25 or so. Talk a little Grizzlies and some other stuff with Evan. And then my old partner here from this very studio, probably 10 years ago now, I guess. It's been a long time. Chris Raby is going to join us at 9:25 from up in St. Louis to talk a little bit about baseball. Because, Zach, if you know me, I'm a big baseball guy. I love the old crack of the bat, the old smell of the leather, the grass in the infield or the outfield possibly, depending on how it's done.
The stickiness of the pine tar.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. The spitting out of the tobacco or sunflower seeds or Big League Chew possibly. All that stuff. You know me, I'm just Mr. Baseball over here. Me and Johnny Radio are the two baseball guys. And Eli, of course.
And me. I had my famous baseball.
Oh, the famous baseball takes. Zach Boyd's famous baseball take. Boyd on baseball, we'll call it, coming up this year on the program. I look forward to that. That should be great. That should be terrific. So Chris Raby's going to join us later on in the program as well. So we are loaded today, and of course you guys can be part of the program as well. Here are the numbers you need to know. Of course, the number we've had for a long time here in the Family Leisure Studios. The First Bank phone line, 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. That spells talk for those of you that don't know, 901-360-TALK. Now, if you want to text us, that number has changed recently. So you may want to make a little note of that. If you've not texted us in a while, change your contact if you have us as a contact. If you've been part of the text team, you might have to change that number. 70236 is our number on the First Bank text line. 70236 on the First Bank text line. If you want to get in touch with us via the text, you can. If you've not joined the First Bank text team, well, you got to do that first. So if you've never texted us before, there's one little step that you have to do before you can text us on the regular. You have to text 56JOIN to 70236. Man, I always about one a week. I'm good. I'm almost there. You have to text 56JOIN to 70236. Do it one time. And then you're good. Then you're locked in. Save us as a contact. That's all you have to do. But you do have to do it that first time to make sure that your texts are going to come through. Because we want to do that. You can also chat with us as well. We're on the video stream all over your various platforms of choice. Whatever platform you are, viewing, watching, internet stuff, all the big ones. We're all there for you. Watch us, chat with us on the First Bank chat line, and that comes right into the studio here for me and for everyone else to see. So please feel free to jump in there and chat away. As I mentioned, weather today gonna be nice. Nice day, sunny, a little bit colder. We've had a couple of freezing nights lately, which I don't care for. My beautiful roses that I've put out and planted, they're struggling a little bit with that, but that's all right. We're gonna fight through it. I hope your plants are okay, and, pets and animals and whatnot. I hope everything is good for you. All right. So as I mentioned, we have a lot to discuss. We'll get into the finger thing in just a second. I'm not gonna. We're not gonna get too deep into that. We might actually, because it's extremely. Okay, I tell you what, I can't resist, Zach. I have to go into it just briefly. My apologies, but it's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. It was a fight in Philly, and this guy Keitag Pliev, he was fighting. It was part of this promotion called Cage Fury Fighting Championship, but it was airing on the UFC's Fight Pass streaming service. And the fight was stopped in the second round when the referee noticed that he was missing his left ring finger, which is a good thing for a referee to notice. Referee just kind of doing a finger check. Everybody got 10 fingers. You got 10 fingers. That's good. Hey, we count your fingers here. Oh, you go. I only get to 9. Something's up. And yeah, the ring finger was gone. Now here's the alarming. Well, okay, another alarming part. The first part that he lost the finger is alarming enough. Here's another alarming part, Zach. For several minutes, those in the venue were searching for the stray digit. Event promoter Rob Haydack said officials looked all around the cage, and there was even an announcement over the PA system asking people to look for this man's finger inside the arena.
That sounds bad, man. Like that's
They actually make an announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the fighters has lost a finger. Please take a look around you, look at your neighbor, and see if any of you have noticed a finger. Did anyone pick up a finger by accident and just kind of put it in their pocket? Well, that actually belongs to one of the fighters. Right. So please report to the cage, and we'll get that finger right back in business. Thanks so much. I feel like, now this is me, Zach. I feel like, I would probably, if I ever saw a severed finger on the ground, you would not have to tell me to go, report that to somebody. Or we wouldn't just be leaving that. I mean, I recommend that you pick up litter, when you see it on the ground. So pick up, if somebody leaves some trash, just pick it up, be nice. But if someone leaves a finger, maybe don't pick it up, but tell someone. And let's get that thing picked up the proper way. Let's not, just be sanitary about this, right?
Let's call in a medical official.
Yeah. Well,
and, get them to,
So they make the announcement that this man's finger. We're all looking for a finger. Give me the finger, the man said, and that was the wrong thing to say. But anyway, so it turns out, Zach, if you're wondering, that the finger was inside of his glove all along. It had come dislodged somehow in the fight, and I'm really. The finger was reattached after the fight, so that's good, right? The finger was dislocated in the first round and somehow came completely off in the second. Now, how would that happen?
Oh, wait. Huh?
How does a finger come off? I know a finger can get dislocated. I dislocated a finger. I have my pinky is still actually dislocated. It was not repaired properly. It was never, to my understanding, in danger of coming off completely. I didn't know that was even a thing. I didn't know that you could tear a finger off. I knew you could cut it off by accident or something.
Right.
But I didn't know you could tear it off in a mixed martial arts fight. I'm learning alarming things. Pliev says he was grabbed. His gloves kept being grabbed by his fighter, and I guess he grabbed so many questions. I have no answers for those.
But you got gloves on.
You got gloves on. And this man stayed in the cage after he got his finger pulled off, and he still wanted to fight. So again, this is the difference between me and many mixed martial arts fighters. If my finger's pulled off, I'm done. We're out. We're done. We're going to go ahead and get that finger taken care of. I'm not jumping back into the mix. Say, yeah, I'm gonna finish this fight. Then we ain't finishing nothing. We ain't finishing nothing.
Okay. So I have a couple of questions.
I figured you might.
What color is the fighter?
What color is the fighter?
Yeah. What's the ethnicity? What's the race? We know
he is Russian, I believe. He's white, so I believe he's Russian.
Okay, so they don't feel pain.
He certainly doesn't. I can't speak for
every Russian.
He's Russian. So and he looks Russian. He's got that sort of just fighter look to him. He looks like a Russian fighter.
Like Drago,
Yeah, he just has that. He's a former freestyle wrestler. He was born in Russia. He ended up in Canada at one point. So I don't know who. I think he actually was an Olympic fighter in Canada, but he was born in Russia. So there you go. Lost a finger. Do you have any other questions? I would love to try to help you. He represented Canada at the 2012 Olympic Games.
He's Russian, but he was born in Canada.
No. He was born in Russia.
Born in Russia.
Moved over to Canada.
I'm curious about his accent now. Cause it's obviously the Russian accent, but you got to throw in a. Cause he's been living in Canada.
His opponent is Devin Goodale, and he was declared the winner by second round TKO. The official method of victory is, quote, detached finger. Here's your winner by detached finger, Devin Goodale.
Loose limb.
And CM Punk, former WWE champion, was the color commentator for the Canadian broadcast of that. And he says, we're not going to replay for you, ladies and gentlemen, but it wasn't a compound fracture. It wasn't a dislocation, a break, a laceration. His finger was just gone. It's gone. It's gone. It fell off, ripped off.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Oh, my.
I don't understand. Like how? Like
yeah, I know.
Like
left ring finger again, just to make sure you know it's not the pointy finger, not the daddy finger, not the mommy finger.
Right.
I believe that's the brother or sister finger. Sister finger, I believe.
I know we got doctors listening to the show.
Mm-hmm. We are big in the doctor community.
70236. Like, is it possible to have your finger ripped off without a dislocation or a fracture?
Well, I mean, it was dislocated at first.
Okay.
And then it was extremely dislocated.
Very much so.
Which is to say, completely dislocated from the rest of his body. That's wild. That is, I just can't believe it. And I saw a picture of it. It was just, whew. And again, sadly, as he was interviewed, his opponent says, I was hit in the head and I don't remember what happened. So this is maybe not the best advertisement for mixed martial arts that we've ever had. One guy lost his finger, the other guy was hit in the head so hard he doesn't remember tearing his finger off.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I'm a big mixed martial arts guy. Don't get me wrong, and this is not. I know this yesterday was April Fool's. This is not April Fool's. This is real.
I don't understand. I don't get it. I need a doctor's opinion on this. I don't understand how this could happen. I can understand the dislocation, that part.
Yeah.
But I don't understand the complete tear off.
I can't
like
either.
That I don't understand.
One of the more insane things that I've ever.
But did you say that he dislocated and then they reattached it?
Well, again, he dislocated it initially, but it was still attached to his finger. It was a dislocation, like a normal dislocation,
right?
Like broken finger,
right?
At some point, that broken finger turned into a completely severed or ripped off finger. Okay. So the dislocation had, I guess, weakened some of the connective situation, tendons or whatever, and then we just did a little pop-a-roo, little, and just popped it right off. And then we couldn't find it. And then we couldn't find the finger.
Where'd it go? For a moment, they couldn't.
What a magic trick! Can you imagine?
It's like,
where did my finger go? What the? Yeah, I mean, I've seen the guy do the thumb thing. That was I had an uncle that was big on doing that. Right. But this is ridiculous. This guy took it a little too far.
When real life hits you fast, man.
I never thought that of all the potential issues that you could have in a mixed martial arts fight, and there are many. I never, ever, ever thought that a severed finger was on that list. But here we are. So he's okay. The finger is now reattached this morning, and we'll kind of go from there. But
oh boy,
yeah,
you lost the fight because you lost your finger.
Correct. That's the loss. The loss was finger.
That's not ideal.
Oh boy,
it's not ideal.
No, it's
at
not.
all.
No, it's not. When we come back, we'll move past that. But I couldn't. You can't not talk about that. It's just not.
Have to. We had a discussion.
We'll talk about. I mean, it's just truly bizarre. We'll talk about the incident with Kevin Durant and his comments from yesterday regarding his exchange with rapper and I don't know, troublemaker Michael Rappaport. Basically, he's I don't know. I'm not necessarily wild on Michael Rappaport.
He's a rapper.
You think he fancies himself as such, yes, back in the day and all that. So, yeah.
No.
Is he as good as the lady who did the bicentennial rap? I don't think so. No, he's no.
Put them in a room.
He's
for
no
versus.
Joan. He's no Joan. What's her face from the bicentennial rap? No. I'm afraid not. We'll talk about that. We'll also get into the Grizzlies tonight against the Timberwolves. We'll talk about the latest from the University of Memphis. As I mentioned, we've got a lot of guests coming your way in hours 2 and 3. Text in 70236 in the Family Leisure Studios. I am Peter Edmiston with you. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Get happy with Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. Weekday afternoons from 1 to 3 on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
They've raised the bar again at Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch. I like to say this is the new standard, the way car business should be done. And to prove it, out of 355 dealers in America that sell Genesis cars, the one in Olive Branch, Genesis of Olive Branch, was top 50 in the country, top 10 in the region, and number 2 in the district. And guess what? They want to be number 1. That means there are opportunities out there for you. It's the safest and every new latest bit of technology that makes the experience of driving a car better. They've got it at Genesis of Olive Branch. If we start with the G70, the highest performing car I've ever owned, all the way to the G80 or the G90, the biggest of the sedans, you'll love everything about the car. If you would like to try the new SUV, the GV80, you call Vinny Gerard at 662-890-6684. He will bring it out to you.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Reddick Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day. Group play and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
Farmers Insurance knows that when you're in the car and that song comes on, yes, that's the one, you have no choice but to pull out your imaginary drumsticks and smash those cymbals and stomp on that kick pedal, which unfortunately is the accelerator pedal. And we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent who knows a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. How old is your water heater? With most of the water heaters in the Mid-South located in the attic, the worst day you can replace your water heater is one day too late. It may be time for a tankless water heater from Conway Services that never runs out of hot water. Plus, these energy-saving models only heat the water you use, saving you money on your gas bill every month. Most 10-year-old water heaters were about 65% efficient when they were new, compared to a tankless water heater from Conway Services that's up to 98% efficient. Plus, right now, get your tankless water heater from Conway Services for as low as $79 per month, or I'll give you $300 for that old tank water heater. And no more worrying about that tank bursting in your attic either. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier tankless water heater professionals at 384-3511. And the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old water heater will come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
Sports 56 traffic.
We had a couple of accidents on the roadways this morning. Downtown crash on B.B. King at G.E. Patterson Avenue. Also, we have a record that's clearing an accident on West Mitchell at Weaver Road. Also, crash on crash on Thomas Street north of Whitney Avenue And also a crash on Summer Avenue between East Parkway and Hollywood Street. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
It's your touch, but you wouldn't let it.
Yeah.
It never seemed to be the right time. I started to give up, down to the limit, and then you changed your mind.
Funky Friday. Little whispers. You know I love it. You know I love it. Welcome back. Hour number 1 here in the Family Leisure Studios. Texter to 67129. Wait, no, I did it again. 70236. Texter says, dang, I want to tell Sane I got my second dose of Pfizer. I feel a little fuzzy like he did. LOL. Hey, you can tell Sane on Monday. And you can tell me now. Congratulations to you. I encourage everybody to go get that vaccine, whichever one you can get. I'm a Moderna guy. My wife's Pfizer. There's all whatever you can get. It's gonna be good. It's going to be helpful. It's going to help you. I encourage everyone to go and get it. So please go take care of it. Take care of your family. Take care of yourself. Help us all get back to whatever normal used to be. I don't even remember that anymore, but apparently it was like that at some point. So we can get closer to that if everybody gets vaccinated. They continue to have studies that indicate that it is extremely good at preventing infection and extremely good in preventing you from transmitting it to anyone else. So those are two wonderful components that when you combine them mean that we can all get back to something approaching normality. Zach, when are you getting it?
I still got to schedule an appointment.
Dude, it's open. It's open now.
It is.
They are ready for you.
I've been.
It does not take. It won't. I mean, I promise you, it will not take you long. You need to do it today.
And I promise you,
if you can do it today, do it today.
I promise you, I will take care of it. Like, listeners, I will take care of this. I have been, extremely busy.
Are you secretly, an anti-vax person?
No. I have been extremely busy this week.
Listen, I get it. But there's nothing. There's nothing that's more important right now than you getting this thing.
It's
because
up,
it totally
it
opens up a whole different set of doors for you.
Definitely.
Okay.
It's on my list of things to do.
All right. Okay.
I've just been so busy this week.
Hey, listen.
Busier than usual. So
that's fine. I'm not gonna knock you. I'm just saying I need you to do it. That's all. I get it. We're all busy. We all got stuff going on. I got it. I'm still telling you that I need you to do it though. We need to get taken care of. Next week, okay? I want you to set it up today. All right?
I got you.
Okay. Can you set it up? Can you set it up today?
I can.
Right.
I definitely can do that.
We talk about all these things that are going on. We talk about it in sports and life and everything else. Even the best baseball players strike out sometimes, and we saw that yesterday at opening day. Even the best golfers like Zach sometimes 3-putt with a tournament on the line. That happens sometimes. But if you come up short in the bedroom from time to time, it's perfectly okay. Don't worry about that because there are options. If it's bothering you, get it fixed. Don't think, well, it's not going to fix itself. Take time. No. There are options, and they're discreet. There are wonderful options that will help you have such a better time and a much more happy situation for you and your partner. Go to GetRoman.com/BigHead now. That's, of course, my promo code because I have a giant dome, as you know. GetRoman.com/BigHead. With Roman, you can get a free online evaluation and ongoing care for ED, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional is going to work with you to find the best treatment plan. And if medication is appropriate, well, it's going to ship to you free with 2-day shipping. It's very straightforward, very discreet. All the packaging, all that stuff, very discreet, very simple. All you've got to do is go to GetRoman.com/BigHead and complete that online visit. You can take care of your ED without ever leaving your home. Complete an online visit today to connect with a doctor and take care of it. Go to GetRoman.com/BigHead now to get $15 off your first month. Look, it's straightforward. It's discreet, it's simple, and if it's a problem for you, get it taken care of. GetRoman.com/bighead. Get started now to save $15 on your first month of treatment. We alluded to the fact the Grizzlies are going to play tonight. They're at home against the Timberwolves, and really a must-win game for the playoffs. And I know that's weird to say it at this point. We're still, they've still got 30-ish games left in the season, but looking at the rest of this month, it is just brutal. Starting Sunday, it's just brutal. We've gone over it. The road games at the end of the month are crazy. The road games at the beginning of the month are crazy. They are going to play 15 times on the road this month. It's nuts. So, if you want to have any chance of kind of being in the mix, you have to win a home game. I realize it's not the same. Home games aren't the same with the limited fans in attendance, but you got to win that game against Minnesota. And Minnesota playing slightly better of late, the very inconsistent, but they've shown that they can go on runs. They can beat teams when they play well. And Anthony Edwards is really stepping up. You've got Karl Anthony Towns, who is extremely talented. They have talent. They haven't put it together this year, but they have talent. So don't screw around with this game. Vital that the Grizzlies get the win. The Nets are closer than ever to getting Kevin Durant back into the mix. He did a media session yesterday, and he addressed a feud between himself and Michael Rappaport, actor, comedian, self-styled rapper, other stuff. Rappaport posted pictures on Instagram of the direct message interaction that he had with Kevin Durant after he had tweeted something about Durant back in like a while ago about Durant's interview and how he said that Durant seemed like he was really in his feelings in this interview, and he said his initial tweet was, KD seemed deeply in his feelings with the NBA and TNT crew after the game. Damn it, he's super sensitive about everything. Don't do the interview. So, I mean, like, that's, I would say mild criticism. But then KD hits him in the DMs and says, you a B. Then he says, he's a this. Then he says, he calls Charles Barkley Rappaport's baby daddy at one point. Then he says the C word, which is pretty incredible. Then he gets into an incredibly profane series of insults that I can't even censor it. But it's bad. And he says one of the things he said, that I swear I'm gonna spit in your face. I never heard anyone trash talk like that. I mean, I've been in my fair share of trash talk, arguments and issues, whatever. I've never heard anyone say, I'm going to spit in your face.
No.
That's a weird thing to say.
Very much so. But, Michael Rappaport is that type of dude that I'm probably going to conjure up that type of response. It shouldn't. Again, let me clarify. You should not threaten somebody saying that you're going to spit in their faces.
It's just a weird thing to say.
That's a weird thing to say.
And he said it again. He said it twice in this. So that whole thing.
Yeah, so he definitely meant that.
And then he just like goes on and on and on and he talks about his wife at one point, and yeah, it's a bad. If you read it again, it's not for. It's real nasty stuff, misogynistic, all that kind of stuff, homophobic, you name it. And some people have a relationship whereby they will talk crazy bleep to each other, and kind of that's just the nature of their relationship.
Right.
Like, and that's sort of what Durant tried to play on Twitter yesterday. And Rappaport said no, because he said like me and Michael talk like that on the regular, but this one got little. He said we've even talked crazier than that, and Rappaport said no, we haven't. No, we don't. We don't talk like this. And so he's trying to kind of make it seem like they're just like two buddies or something, like kind of getting heated. I guess is what he's trying to say. I don't know, but it's really bad look. And what's another bad look is what he said. Do you have the? Can you get that apology for me, or that quote unquote apology for me? Because longtime listeners to the show know that there's a certain I don't know, one of my pet peeves about apologies is how they are given, or what sort of apology you're actually providing for somebody. A lot of times in the news stories about various issues that come up, sometimes people say like, so and so apologized for this, or so and so apologized for that, but in actuality, what did they apologize for? And that's a major issue with Durant and what he had to say yesterday about it. Do you have the
the audio?
Yeah. Do you have the audio?
Yeah, I have it here.
All right. Let's hear from Kevin Durant.
Secondly, what's your response to the reaction to the the social media messages that were made public on Get On Social Media?
I'm sorry that people seen the language I use. That's not really what I want people to see and hear from me. But hopefully I can move past it and get back out on the floor.
What kind of apology is that? I'm sorry that people seen the language I used. I'm sorry that they saw this. That's not really what I want people to see and hear from me.
Right, but he's not apologizing.
You're not apologizing for using the language in that way, or apologizing to Michael Rappaport for, talking about his wife or whatever. There's no specific personal apology. There's no apology for having that in your vocabulary to just as a go-to. No apologizing for being weird about saying you're going to spit on somebody. That's a weird thing to say. There's no specific apology about anything. The apology is, I'm sorry that you saw it. And I know that, this would be like if you were cheating on a test or you cheating on your wife or girlfriend. I'm sorry that you caught me. That's not a great apology. No. That doesn't really address the issue, does it? I mean,
what was that? What was
an interesting way to say it.
What was that apology where it was? He said, like, I apologize for getting. Somebody said.
Oh yeah,
something crazy.
If you actually look at what the apology is, there's so many people that don't actually apologize for anything. And I like I like the Conor McGregor style, which is, I apologize for absolutely nothing. That's, that you might as well do that if you're going to do one of these apologies. I mean, Durant it's ridiculous stuff. And I mean, I don't know if Rappaport needs to be making this stuff public or whatever, but I don't know. When you start talking about how you're going to spit on somebody and sending them like 30 messages, like there's so many messages from Kevin Durant, and there's very few from Michael Rappaport. Durant is such a weirdly sensitive guy on so many of these things. I don't know why he spends so much time on social media, but there are many people who have talked about exchanges, and he's legendary for having his burner account that he's used to interact with folks before. He's so thin-skinned for a guy that is remarkably successful, one of the best players in the history of the game. I mean, this dude is an insanely good NBA player.
And then he's in the New York market.
He's just like, no matter what market, when he was in Oklahoma City, when he was in the Bay Area, now in the New York area, in Brooklyn, like he's just, everything gets to him. I don't get it. Like, what, this is one of the most successful people at his profession in the world. Someone is, as a scorer, it's hard to find a guy that's better, that's ever been better. You have to go up to the Jordans and such to really get there for a guy that at his height and can do the things he can do. An incredible NBA player, and yet seems to have so little self-awareness. And our friend One Pretty Pearl says, KD said, "I'm sorry y'all saw it, but I said what I said."
Basically,
I'm sorry y'all saw it. It's like, what is that? That's not an apology.
It's not.
That's not an apology. What does that even mean? No. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. And then he tried to be like, "Oh, buddy," and Rappaport's like, no. And like I said, I'm not the world. I don't love Rappaport either. Rappaport's got his own set of issues. So.
Very, very clickbaity.
Oh yeah,
clout
I don't. Yeah, big time. I mean, I don't think Kevin Durant is wrong about the clout chasing portion of the. Some of his criticisms I think are fair of Michael Rappaport. Just the way that he said them was extremely inappropriate for. And again, it's private messages and all that stuff. So I give the guy a little bit of leeway there. But you don't need to have that kind of stuff in your vocabulary. Like if you want to talk about quality and making everything better and all that stuff. Like, we got to work on we have to work on our insult game as a people. We don't need to be misogynistic with our insults. And if we want to try to be better, you don't need to start using calling someone something female genitalia as a reference for cowardice. That's what does that mean? We can come up with something that's better than that. We don't need to degrade women in the process of doing this. And it's become like a homophobic stuff. We can rise up and be better than that. You want to insult somebody, there's plenty of ways to do it without downgrading specific people, and that's not fair to them any more than it is fair to throw in other stereotypes about racial stereotypes or ethnic stereotypes about somebody when you're insulting somebody. There used to be all those things associated with various stereotypes for years, and still are in many circles about this, that, and the other. And I don't even want to get into all the stereotypes because it's just probably a can of worms I don't need to open. But there's lots of people that use them. We don't need to do that. And hopefully this can serve to maybe diversify his vocabulary a little bit and to keep away from that kind of stuff. Because you want to talk about treating people the right way and all that. That's great. We need to do that. But it's more than just talking it. It's about talking it when it's just you and somebody else.
Right.
That's if you want to take it. I mean, I think we're all guilty of having done it. So let's all work on it, and let's not be like Kevin Durant. And under no circumstances should you ever tell someone you're going to spit on them. That's just weird and gross.
If you want insults, just bring them to Memphis, man. Like, we'll check you from head to toe.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Just head to toe.
Yeah,
like, what you got on, man? Man over here wearing these shoes.
Exactly. Let's see. We can't.
What is man talking about? Man?
We can find a way to do it without throwing in all the misogynistic stuff.
Man,
but I never heard anyone
say
sweater
on, man. Like,
I never heard anyone say like I'm gonna spit on you.
No, we ain't gonna.
That's just nasty.
That's we got COVID going on, man.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's in the middle of COVID, you're gonna spit on a man. Come on, that's ridiculous. Come on, man. This is like Kenneth Copeland out here.
just blowing all the aerosols, man.
Ugh,
we don't need that.
Filthy, disgusting.
No.
And apologize for something the right way. Be a grown up. Apologize for real. If we all mess up, you got to apologize for what you messed up for.
It's like a kid saying, "I'm sorry." It's like, what you sorry for?
What are you sorry for? What are you sorry about? I caught you cheating on a test. I'm sorry you caught me. What? No. What is what? I'm gonna make you sorry. You're right. I'm about to make you real sorry, but that's not what we're talking about. Oh, incredible.
I'm sorry that I got caught.
I'm sorry that you saw that. Yeah, I'm sure you are. All right. When we return, we'll talk a little bit about the Final Four. Also, Roy Williams and who's going to be who jumps in to replace Roy Williams. Man, that's tough. A tough gig. We'll discuss it when we come back in the Family Leisure Studios. Peter Edmiston with you. No Anthony Sain today. Sain's back on Monday. Zach Boyd doing his thing. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Sports Time with Wallow and Stats. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on Sports 56, 98.5 FM and 96.1 FM.
You're scrambling around. You need a haircut. Where you gonna go? I got a place that has 15 locations. I've got a place where details matter. I've got a place that can be invigorating and relaxing at the same time. You know what it is. It's Supercuts. Every haircut ends with the signature hot towel finish. Every haircut matters. When you're getting ready, you go into Supercuts. The stylist will pay attention to every detail. So you get the haircut you want, and of course, you're going to finish with that signature hot towel. You walk out clean, sharp, and not just ready, but super ready. And you might want to ask that hairstylist about what the Tea Tree experience is. One part invigorating, one part relaxing. The Tea Tree experience is something you need to try. 15 locations. I mentioned that, didn't I? All you've got to do is go to supercuts.com. You'll find the one nearest to you. Get super ready at Supercuts.
Hi, this is Troy Five Ash, owner of Five Ash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies. We will hand you $100 if we can't, and thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Five Ash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you.
Hi, folks. Bob Burkham for Sunrise Chevy. You know Sunrise has the best selection, price, and has financing for everyone. But did you know you can bring your vehicle to Sunrise's award-winning, state-of-the-art certified service department no matter where you bought it? Maintenance, engine, transmission, brakes, or tires. Bring it to Sunrise. Need body work? Tell your insurance agent you want to bring it to Sunrise. Schedule an appointment at sunrisememphis.com. Find new roads to Collierville. Check out the all-new Sunrise Truck Corral. Huge selection of nothing but trucks. All makes, all models, all prices, all trucks, all the time. Next to Sunrise Wolf Chase.
There's a new commissary in town in Collierville. Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levee Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking. No telephone pole to get in your way. A cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Good times. These are the good times. Leave your cares behind.
All right, welcome back. As we wrap up hour number 1, hour number 2, we got Adam Kramer coming your way. We've got Evan Barnes coming your way in hour number 2. We got big guests in hour number 3 as well. We had our friend One Pretty Pearl who hit us up now, another superstar of the program, absolutely elite status of this program, Joy, Anthony Sane's girl.
Yeah.
She hits us up and says, Peter tells Zach I will make his appointment right now. We don't have time for these excuses. Joy,
I promise you, I would take care of
right.
it. I would take care of it. I have been busy.
I know.
Sleep.
I'm with you, Joy. Listen to this. I've been busy.
Sleep was not a thing this week.
Yeah. Welcome to the world.
Not a thing.
Welcome to my world.
Well, I didn't ask for this.
You got kids?
No.
Okay, well, add kids to it at some point. Then see how much sleep you get. Yeah. Get over there.
No.
Texter says, "How's that first shot of M?" Peter, it's good. Everything's been good. I'm actually double dosed, so I'm good to go. I'm fully vaccinated. I'm full on.
You're all the way there.
I'm all the way live, baby. I'm all the way live.
That's great.
So, I've had my 2 doses. I've had my waiting period. Like I'm 2 weeks out. I'm
no bat wings. No.
No, the second one was definitely worse than the first. First shot was like nothing. I barely noticed it. And both shots were really like they did as shots. They didn't hurt. Like as I've had much worse shots. Like they didn't. I barely noticed the shot going in, and I watched it because I was just like, I was just kind of curious about it. I don't know. No one likes getting shots, but like some shots are particularly painful and some are not. This one's not bad at all.
So I think I got a working.
Grabbed
theory.
a hunk of arm meat and just kind of went at it.
That's my theory. I think because my mom and my sister got the shot,
mm-hmm.
and when they got it, Like they were still like feeling the pain of the shot.
I mean, some people have like, you know. I mean, I listen. I get it. I'm somewhat sculpted. I've got a lot of muscularity.
You're,
you know, yeah.
You're like
I mean,
the Hulk over here.
Basically,
man.
right. I mean, I'm very strong.
Just chiseled.
We know that. So I mean, maybe that certainly affected my ability to get the shot. I think we all know that. But you know, maybe you're not as chiseled as I am, and that's okay. It's going to be fine. My wife got she's good to go, and same thing. Like, you know, some pain in the arm, some pain in the shot area, but that's good. That means it's working. Second one, I definitely had some pain in the shot area, and like some fatigue and stuff like that, and you know, but I didn't get as bad. Some people, you know, that second dose can get you. For some people, it really messes with you a little bit. So you're rough for about 24 to 36 hours. I'm okay. I was okay. I wasn't hit nearly as bad as those folks, but just go do it, Zach. It didn't take long at all. It was not a big deal. You know, we knocked it out. I got the card. I'm good to go.
All right.
So there you go.
I promise you, I would take care of this. I promise you, I will. I didn't have time to sit down, breathe, and then apply.
You got time to sit down when you get the shot. They don't tell you to sit down. You don't stand up for the shot. So if you need to sit down and breathe, you can do that while you're getting your vaccination.
Well, yeah, but you know, you got to
go sit down. You're just going to be right there. You're good to go.
Set the appointment.
Go do it now. This next break. Let's make your appointment. It's super easy. Don't worry about it. Make your appointment. Another texter says, one time at Thanksgiving, I heard a man tell another man he would stick a turkey up his, and the other man responded he would also stick the turkey of the other man. This is what I'm talking about. See, we can't be doing this. We got to think of better ways to insult people than this. Anatomically impossible, and also extremely difficult and very unsanitary as well. This COVID time, we have to take that into account when we're doing our insults. Roy Williams had his press conference yesterday. He announced his retirement at the age of 70, and truly a Hall of Famer, a legend beyond any shadow of a doubt. Silly to even discuss anything else other than having him at the very top of the list when it comes to coaching. He's up there with the luminaries. He's worked incredibly hard. Has done great things at two iconic programs, and obviously, North Carolina is his home, is where he is from, is what he's done. It's everything to him, and so to see his ability to have success there, and to do it in a way that I think he's always been extremely classy. I think you've always gotten the sense that he really loves and appreciates the players, and you heard guys like Danny Green talk about how Roy Williams was more than a coach to him. That he's kind of taken that Dean Smith thing, where Dean Smith was such a kind and caring person to his players, going even so far as the Dean Smith thing that still blows my mind. Dean Smith, when he died, he left each of his players, anybody that has ever played for him, ever in his however many years Dean Smith was the coach, anybody that ever played for him got a $200 check in the mail after he died from his estate. Isn't that crazy?
That's a nice thing to do.
He had every single player, and he, with a note that he said, attached that you guys were my legacy and the reason why I'm here, and so I don't want you to be upset. I want you to take your family out for dinner. I want you to do something nice, and what a cool gesture.
Just get a check from your old ball coach.
That's why everyone in my sphere is going to get a check for $2.50.
Oh, come on now, Peter. I know.
Take yourself out to get a large soda somewhere,
or large fries, or a couple of them from,
upgrade that combo on me when you're
from McDonald's.
Get a biggie size it on me. It just is part of just appreciate the. No, that's a great. And Roy Williams has taken that kind of kindness legacy further. The question is now, for him, hopefully he'll just relax and have fun and live his life because he's earned the chance to rest a little bit. But I don't blame him, man. It's tough. It's tough right now in college basketball. It's tough. Look at what's happening with the Tigers. You have to bring in guys, and then you have to keep them. And with the transfer portal being open 24/7, you have to basically continuously recruit guys. And that's a lot of work. You got to keep guys happy, or else they're gone. It's a different kind of thing, man. You know, if they here's a thought, Zach.
Okay.
If they just paid the players and had them sign contracts and had a collectively bargained deal where they could just sign contracts, then you wouldn't have to worry about players, into the transfer portal every 3 months. Just a thought. Anyway, just put that, file that to the back. Just file that away. But that's something to just kind of keep in the back of your mind. As for who replaces him, well, typically North Carolina goes for North Carolina folks. Although their AD, Bubba Cunningham, said that was not necessarily the be-all, end-all. They weren't necessarily going to just strictly go for North Carolina folks. I'd have to call Brad Stevens and just see.
Yeah.
He didn't, obviously, I think Indiana kind of made overtures a little bit, and I think he kind of was like, Indiana's not North Carolina. You know what I mean? No. North Carolina is pretty special. It's a pretty special program. It's pretty huge. I think you'd have to at least call him. You'd have to at least call Mark Few. Mark Few's been incredible for Gonzaga. And he's built Gonzaga now into a program that is getting 5-star guys in addition to everything else.
Right.
So I'm not sure that Mark Few would want to leave. And he's notoriously been very happy over there in Spokane. So fair enough. But I'd certainly at least
give him a call.
Reach out to him
right.
a little bit. Beyond that, then your Hubert Davises and Wes Millers, your alums, those guys will make a lot of sense for that reason. Rasheed Wallace, obviously, as a former player.
All right.
Wanted to throw that in there.
I wasn't expecting to hear Rasheed's
Tyler
name.
Hansbrough. I mean, these are former players that are legends.
Is Ty Law? Is he?
Ty Lawson?
Ty Lawson.
Yeah, Ty Lawson.
Is he available? Or
I'm sure
is
he's
he
available.
Playing in China.
I'm sure he's available. I'm sure he would fly over.
we got everything you need over here,
exactly
man.
Right. When we come back, we'll talk to Adam Kramer on the other side. Sports 56 Mornings.
Frontier Western Store in Olive Branch is proud to announce the return of their Carhartt T-shirt sale. For a limited time, save big on the classic Carhartt K87 short sleeve tee. Get 2 for $25, over 25% off. Frontier carries every color they make, including this season's new colors. All sizes in stock and on sale. Small to 4X with no purchase limits. At 2 for $25, you'll want to grab each of your favorites in this high-quality tee. Need some new jeans? Frontier boasts thousands of Carhartt, Wrangler, and Ariat pants in stock. How about baseball caps? Frontier now has their largest selection of hats ever. Hundreds of styles by Dixie Fowl, Carhartt, Ariat, Huey, and coming soon, Kimes Ranch. And remember, the 2 for $25 Carhartt K87 T-shirt sales for a limited time, so stop in soon. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
They've raised the bar again at Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch. I like to say this is the new standard, the way car business should be done. And to prove it, out of 355 dealers in America that sell Genesis cars, the one in Olive Branch, Genesis of Olive Branch, was top 50 in the country, top 10 in the region, and number 2 in the district. And guess what? They want to be number 1. That means there are opportunities out there for you. It's the safest, and every new, latest bit of technology that makes the experience of driving a car better, they've got it at Genesis of Olive Branch. If we start with the G70, the highest performing car I've ever owned, all the way to the G80 or the G90, the biggest of the sedans, you'll love everything about the car. If you would like to try the new SUV, the GV80, you call Vinny Gerard at 662-890-6684. He will bring it out to you.
Progressive presents an interview with your upstairs neighbor.
Hi, I'm Tia. The upstairs-downstairs neighbor dynamic is so special. We have our own language. Like when I scream at my mom on the phone, the people downstairs bang on the ceiling to show their support. The nighttime's the best time to rearrange furniture. I call it midnight feng shui. And if I sleep through my alarm in the morning, they bang on my door to wake me. So thoughtful.
Progressive can't save you from your upstairs neighbor, but we can save you money when you bundle renters and auto insurance with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Taqueria Express number 6 is now open at 6290 Winchester Road. Taqueria Express has locations all over Memphis, serving the best and most authentic Mexican food. You can dine in and take advantage of the full bar or get your order to go. Call ahead at 901-800-2737 to pick up or use the drive-thru. Plus, online delivery options through Uber Eats is coming soon. Stop into Taqueria Express number 6 at 6290 Winchester Road and find out how you could win a 2021 Nissan Versa. Taqueria Express number 6 is now open. Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
We still working the accident on BB King at G.E. Patterson Avenue in downtown Memphis. Also still working the crash on Thomas Street north of Whitney Avenue. And that's your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Yeah. It's Funky Friday. Hour number 2. A little chilly out there. We're going to be a nice day today. Hope you're having a good Friday. Our friend Mac texts in. Happy Good Friday, guys. Hey, Mac, thanks. Happy Good Friday to you, too. Hope you're well. No Anthony Sane today, but I remain Peter Edmiston, and he's Zach Boyd. We're doing our thing in the Family Leisure Studios. Thrilled that you are with us on this Friday. It is great. It is my great pleasure to welcome to the program our good friend. He is my pal and yours. He is Adam Kramer, of course, at Kegs and Eggs on Twitter. You can follow him there. You can read his stuff on thegameday.com. You can check him out. Golden Tee. There's just so many ways you can consume that Adam Kramer content. And I have a million things to talk to you about Adam Kramer that some have to do with sports and some don't. But I'm just thrilled to talk to you today and hope your Good Friday's going okay, buddy.
Yeah, likewise, man. Good to talk to you. It's supposed to be about 70 degrees here this weekend.
Ooh.
So I'm going to get the lawn seed going. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's about time.
Speaking of which, I'm glad that you mentioned that. I ran across this and I immediately thought of you, and it turns out that so have a lot of other people. Congratulations on apparently being a consultant to the new game Lawn Mowing Simulator that is coming out to the Xbox. I thought this was a joke. I thought this was an April Fool's joke, but no, this is not. Are you like an unofficial consultant here with your Golden Tee expertise? Because the graphics on this look pretty amazing. I've never thought I would want to simulate. I'm not into the lawns like you are, Kramer, but this looks kind of rad, I have to say.
It actually does. So I am not involved, although when this happened, I felt very involved because it is amazing what people seek me out for these days. Honored. But it did look cool. There's a mobile game that I play. It's called, it's literally just mowing, right? And it's like mindless 8-bit mowing of yards and soccer fields, and it's really dumb, but it's kind of therapeutic when you mow these yards, and you get like new mowers. This looked like way more serious. You had like the Toro sponsorship in there, and you got some stuff.
Oh, you got the Stiga, you got the Toros, you got the real deal.
I'm in. In fact, yeah, I had a tweet yesterday, by the way. This was another proud moment about my Home Depot trip. And Scott's like lawn care, lawn seed, reached out, responded to the tweet. And I was like, wow.
You got to get in. You got to get in on that. You got to get in on that.
Oh, dude, Toro, if you are listening to this, Toro, let's make magic together with a new mower. It's amazing.
You will be an influencer though. You could be you could be a brand influencer, top level for Scott's Turf Builder, for lawnmower manufacturers out there.
I'm just saying, right? I know a lot of people on Twitter, like, it's gross how they throw themselves out there, and I'm not normally like that. I'll be gross about this. I'll throw myself at you, Toro and Scott. Like, let's go. Let's make content. Whatever. The brand's evolving. That's fine. I'm evolving with it.
Oh man, I can't. I look forward to it because you are frankly my hero in this area because I can't do anything with my yard. So you are top notch, next level. I wish you all the best there.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's go to the second thing that has nothing to do with, not football anyway. So we were talking about last night. There was a mixed martial arts fight in which a gentleman lost a finger. Adam Kramer.
Saw that.
How's that? At one point, they made an announcement in the crowd, over the PA system to whatever the limited fans in attendance in Philly. And it was in Philly. Of course, it was in Philly. Where
multiple fingers out there.
Yeah. They said everybody. One of the fighters
not that one.
has lost a left ring finger. Could you please look for it? And they actually asked the crowd to look for a finger. Turns out it was still in the glove, but it was detached from his hand. How does that happen?
So I couldn't watch the video. I used to go. I was going to be a physical therapist, right? I used to have a stomach for this. I've had all sorts of athletic surgeries, but there's certain things that I can't stomach. Did you watch the video? And did it reveal a non?
I saw the picture. I'll just put it this way: I saw the picture. I didn't see the video. I saw a picture, and it revealed that there was in fact no finger. I saw a hand with four fingers. Yeah.
So I have a lot of questions, right?
Me
Not
too.
to get all sciencey, but you have like a compound fracture where or a dislocation where the finger's just floating around. I get. How do you get the whole thing off?
Yeah.
Like,
that was my question.
Are they fighting with hacksaws? Like, how does that happen? And the way it just does not seem possible. It's like a Mr. Potato Head accessory, but that's not how this works, man.
Yeah. I mean, anatomically, that was my question. Like, I'm with you. Like, there was obviously a dislocation, so that's fine. And the finger's not, kind of floating around. That hurts. And I've had dislocated fingers, and so
me too. Terrible.
It's no fun. I still have one that's dislocated because I tried to relocate it myself, and I did not do a good job. And so now it's kind of messed up. I have to re-break it to fix it. But anyway.
No.
Yeah. It's pretty rough.
But there's still like stuff called skin and other membrane stuff.
Yeah,
that
there's some
keeps your
tendons
finger from falling off.
Yeah, tendons and muscles and skin and all that. So I really don't know. He says that the theory is that there was a lot of glove clutching, and somehow amidst that the finger was detached. But this is not a situation where it's like one of those perforated things where you just kind of rip the page out of the notebook. Like, the finger's not that easily detached. Whoops-a-doodle.
Yeah.
Lost her there. I mean, this is not a leprosy situation, I don't believe, where we're losing body parts left and right. So
I was going to say, that's got to be a first for MMA, but it's probably not. It's probably not. They probably had everything.
The incredible thing, Kramer, was that the finger was detached. They have reattached it this morning, and it's so that's good. But the interview and in the post-fight interview, so the decision was a TKO or a referee stoppage and then in parentheses detached finger, which is the first I believe that I've ever seen in a sport. And they interviewed his opponent Devin Goodale, and he said I don't remember because I got hit in the head. So that's what we're dealing with mixed martial arts here. So this is outstanding stuff.
My other thing is when that happens, the average human is probably either fainted or knows it and is horrified.
Yeah.
And the MMA stuff is like, all right, hey man, my hand hurts a little.
This guy wanted to finish the fight. He was standing there like at the referee's decision. Like I'd be if I realize that I only have 9 fingers, I'm running to the hospital. Like whatever, we find that finger, let's go. So people are weird.
Really quick on the topic of MMA, do you watch UFC?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a UFC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch Ngannou? Stipe? Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
that's got
Yeah.
allure, I think, in Ngannou that is going to be Tyson-esque. Man, that is fun.
Yeah.
That is.
Well,
I'm not sure. I mean, that dude. I'm not sure. Even with as many football players that seemingly are constructed like that, I'm not sure I've seen too many dudes that are constructed like that.
No, he's like Brock Lesnar.
wild.
He's like Lesnar plus. Like he's because he's not quite as fluid in his movement as Lesnar was, but he's so much I think stronger and quicker in his striking, and like the wrestling now is vastly improved. You know, that was the thought. I think everyone kind of suspected that Stipe would be able to wrestle him a little bit and just kind of control the fight. But once he, tried to take Ngannou down, and Ngannou kind of busted that up and was able to hold off and block that the takedown, everyone's like, ooh, I'm not sure what Stipe's going to do here.
Yeah.
Because that was nasty. And then that knockout, he folded him up. Stipe's a tough dude. So to be able to just kind of put a deck chair him and just fold him up and nearly break his ankle, yeah.
It was something, man. I hope John Jones happens that would be electric. But that was quite a moment, man. There's not many. I've gotten into it. It's been kind of a pandemic pleasure of mine, right? Like I was into it, and then now I've gotten way more into it. There's not many dudes that would command like a non-MMA audience, right? And I think he would. I really do.
Oh, the look, like, I mean, he looks like a Greek god. Like he's got, if you remember the guy, Czech Congo, another fighter from Africa who immigrated to Europe and then ended up in the UFC. And Czech Congo looked like $1 million. I mean, that guy he was not, but he wasn't that great of a fighter.
Yeah.
Ngannou looks like $1 million and fights like $1 million. Like,
yes.
You worry about fighters that are supremely muscularized because that's a lot of oxygen, and you worry about
5 rounds is never going to be his flavor, but it probably won't have to be.
No.
Forward.
Oh my God! Like, I mean, if you could make it through the first 2, you might have a chance. But I mean, the way he fought, I don't like your chances. Even John Jones, and he's going to be a pretty heavy favorite in that fight, and in every fight from here on out. I would love to see it. I think you're going to see it.
Well, they said minus 185 for Francis, something like that, which is, I don't know, probably appropriate, I guess. I missed out. I was on Stipe, actually. And it was funny, friends getting them at minus 135, something like that. You're not going to see those numbers most likely for a long, long time.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, it's hard to find anyone that would be able to keep him under minus 200. John Jones is probably the only one that can at this point. And I believe the hype. It worked out because I was on Ngannou in a knockout, but that was that's why he was a favorite, man. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people, man. Just he's something else. So and they're doing in 2-3 weeks they're doing the UFC in Jacksonville with a full crowd, with a 15,000 crowd. So let's see what that looks like.
It's going to sound great, whatever, regardless of our the kind of the E that comes with it, maybe the reservation, which is only natural. It's going to look and feel amazing as a consumer. Like, there is no doubt. I mean, that, like, I am thrilled. I'll say this: watching opening day yesterday with a smattering of people in the stands was like a moment.
Yeah.
Man, because those empty stadiums last year were like somewhat horrifying. It took probably half their season for us to adapt. No sport with like empty or limited capacity like looked as odd as baseball did last year because of the magnitude of the stands and the cameras and everything else.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's cavernous and just nothing happening. Another thing, and I tagged you in this because I knew you would want to be part of this. Nestor Higuera of Arizona Christian, an NAIA school.
Oh my gosh!
The kicker, who is 5'5", about 300, and is kicked a game winner last weekend to give Arizona Christian an SAC championship, the Sooner Athletic Conference in the NAIA, and the picture really does tell 1,000 words. I mean, this is a full-on lineman about to boot the ball and made a game-winning field goal. Inspiration for myself and other portly gentlemen around the world. We can all do this. What a hero this man is.
So first off, couple observations. Form looks solid, right? Form looks solid.
Yep.
Body type A+.
Yep.
How has this person remained a secret for this long? Like,
I mean, this was a 46-yarder. This was not like a chip shot. I mean, 46 is pretty good.
And actually, I wanted to say too, it's like it's a pretty big deal. Like, I know it's not like football we're watching and celebrating over, but the magnitude of this is exactly that. It's a big deal. So look, I love when we talk about Francis Ngannou being like the Atlas statue, like the ultimate, like physical, what it can be. I actually kind of love it the other way. When you've got someone, a unique body type, not the ideal body type, completely out of position, excelling at something that they do. Not that kicker is a demanding, must be 6'3", 225 pounds like a quarterback, but kudos to this guy. And he became like a internet hero in a matter of like 8 hours. And the internet will love him forever. The internet will like seek this guy out moving forward. I know I will.
God bless him. I mean, it's truly beautiful to see this and inspirational for all of us out there. You can do it. Don't let your body type define who you are. You can be anything that you want to be out there. And that's what it's all about. Kramer, you have as we mentioned, you are writing betting for the game day. And so do you feel have you got a lean this weekend for the Final Four matchups tomorrow? As we finally get back to the normal time of the NCAA tournament, it's been so weird to have it in all these weird days and stuff. It's nice to have Saturday and Monday the way that we're supposed to. To me, Gonzaga looks unbeatable. I'm trying to think of it's sort of like Ngannou. Like I'm trying to think of a number that would make me flinch, and it's 14 right now against UCLA. That didn't make me flinch. I'm not sure that's enough for Gonzaga. Maybe there's not value in the line right now, but just pray that UCLA gets off to a good start and that thing goes down to like -8 or 9 in the live betting, and then anything under 10, I would jump on live all day long and twice on Sunday.
So UCLA is a bit of a perplexing team because you think about how well they've run. I thought against Michigan they just played well. Michigan maybe is a bit of a perplexing team, which is why it adds to the equation. But you look at Alabama going 5 of 11 for what are they under 500 or 50% for free throws. They played BYU, who shot 3 of 17 from 3. Abilene Christian, right? So, like, I'm just not buying it. But that's a huge number. I don't have any historical context for. Have we ever seen when's the last time we saw a 14-point line?
I believe it goes back to Louisville in 1972.
Okay.
And they were underdogs to UCLA, to the I think that was a wooden UCLA team. I think they won. They won outright. They were
wow.
I think they were 17-point underdogs, if I'm not mistaken. I'll double check that.
It is, Gonzaga is. We've got one game this year decided by single digits. One game, undefeated. One game in single digits.
Yep.
And it was like 9 points. This is like an Alabama-like team that plays like an Appalachian State schedule. And I think that's where people finally now are probably coming to terms with it. I've got a futures bet on them at like plus 255 to win the tournament, which I feel pretty good about.
Gonzaga?
I would think, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah,
that's good.
I would take Gonzaga, and then Houston Baylor's a little tougher for me. I kind of like Houston. This line feels a little short. Houston is playing extraordinarily well. I watched Baylor against Villanova. They got off slow. I don't think that's going to fly here, man. I think Houston is very, very capable here, very, very up for this. A friend of mine has a big Houston futures bet to win the whole thing. I don't know how he found that or where he came up with that idea.
But Houston's been pretty good all year, and here in Memphis, I think there's a I don't know, it's not the SEC, but the AAC. There's a sort of a groundswell of some AAC support to say, hey, it's nice to have an AAC team in the Final Four. It's nice to get a little respect for that. You've got I don't know that applies in the same way. Like, I'm not sure that Gonzaga as a West Coast Conference team is going to elevate the entire West Coast Conference. I'm not sure that that's necessarily how it works, but it is nice from an AAC perspective to see Houston there, and a team that Memphis could have beaten twice, but for free throws twice late in the season. They had them in the mix. Speaking of which, I wanted to. So we'll touch base on that next week. But I'm just gonna for my part, I'm Gonzaga. Nobody's touching Gonzaga. I don't think. I just they look
I was just going to say that. When's the last time we got into this? I guess it's hard to use any sort of comparison, but like college football, I'm not sure I felt this good about a team, which of course means they'll probably lose, with still viable teams left.
Mm-hmm.
Like this feels, even when Alabama gets into like college football playoff, like last season's version of Alabama, I didn't feel like this. I felt good about them.
Yes.
But this feels like a formality in a lot of cases, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Last thing, Kramer, the retirement of Roy Williams, a legend in the sport, said it was just time for him to go. He just felt like he was not at his best anymore. He's 70 years old. Nick Saban's 69. Nick Saban is the same age as Bear Bryant was when he retired. Nick Saban shows no sign of retiring. And one of the things I think that seems to have contributed to a lot of these big time coaches in basketball, especially. Struggling a little bit this year. You saw Coach K struggle this year. Duke didn't make the tournament. Kentucky didn't make the tournament. Roy Williams lost for the first time in the first round in his entire career in the tournament. The transfer portal being what it is, and Memphis, University of Memphis here locally, 3 of the players that were key parts of the team have entered the portal right after they won the NIT. Just days after. It is not only do you have to recruit players, you have to re-recruit players and continuously recruit players. And I find it remarkable. And I don't blame Roy Williams a bit. He's 70. He doesn't want to have to deal with that. It's a lot of drama. I get it. And if college basketball wanted to, or if college sports, using this NCAA testimony from the week, wanted to institute a system of contracts and collective bargaining, they could do that. And it would make this a lot easier for everybody. But, we'll have to see how that goes. I just want to throw some laurels at Nick Saban's feet. I don't know how he continues to have the kind of energy, desire, and especially with all these transfer possibilities, it just seems that he has got that thing running incredibly smoothly. And I think to me, he's the greatest of all time. And especially when you couple all that into it, that even adds to his legacy.
I talked to somebody at Alabama this week, by the way, who says he's locked in, and by locked in, like as intense as ever, which is sort of how he normally is after he wins one. It's actually the opposite, right? He gets Nick Saban supercharged because he knows what comes with it. I've written about this. I've talked to Mark Ingram about this. I've talked to a lot of guys that helped build this dynasty over the years. He doesn't. You heard his pitch. You heard when his recruiting pitch to that went out right a couple of months ago, where it was on YouTube. It's very real. You got to come here. You got to play. And if you sit here, I'm going to make you a ton of money. But you're not going to play right away. And you've got 10 years of a track record that players will do. It doesn't mean that you almost Najee Harris almost transferred. Josh Jacobs almost transferred. At running back, where it's usually crowded, these guys oftentimes almost leave, and then they don't. And for Josh Jacobs and now Najee Harris, of course, it's like they believe in it, right? Because they've seen it. Doesn't mean he doesn't have guys that leave, but he tells them these things, puts it on you, and then the players, if they truly do buy in, like the Saban way, more than likely it's going to be successful. It is. I'm with you. It's different than any other program. It's different than a Clemson. because it's just, dude, you've got 11 years of this being the case. And so the easiest thing for him to say to a player is like, how can I trust you? It's like, just point at the wall.
Yeah.
Look at all the jerseys they have hanging up in their facility. I'm with you. It is pretty amazing how consistently he's able to do that. And that's a guy that, as the transfer portal beats up, it'll hit all these teams, by the way, no question. Make it more accessible. It'll probably hit Alabama less than it does a lot of the big monsters that we talk about regularly.
I mean, he's going to end up on the better side of it because he's going to flip guys as opposed to losing.
Sure.
His hunger for it is incredible. I don't understand it, and it's amazing to see. Because I don't blame Roy Williams for he's got 3 titles. Like he's got, all that he's got. Like why would you? I mean. Yeah, Saban's got more. Like, why would you? Yeah. It's amazing to me that he still wants to do it. So
he is programmed differently, and at some point that will not be the case. But right now, just hearing that this week, that brought a smile to my face. I'm glad I don't have to deal with it though.
No, thank God. Kramer, you're the best. You keep doing your thing. I wish you luck in the Toro sponsorship, my friend. We're gonna make this thing happen for you for sure. We'll talk to you next week, bud. Thanks. He is our pal Adam Kramer joining us. When we come back, Evan Barnes. We'll talk a little Grizzlies with Evan Barnes when we return.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today, 6482 Poplar Avenue just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Come on, one more rep. You got this. 10. There it is. Nice work, man. You're a beast.
Thanks, man. I feel better than I have in years. And I got to tell you, taking Nugenix makes a huge difference for me.
Nugenix? That's the testosterone booster with TV ads with Frank Thomas. The big hurt, right?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is Testofen, which helps boost free testosterone levels and increase lean muscle mass.
Well, it's clearly working for you. Hey, are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves?
Yeah, Nugenix is a great way to increase lean muscle and feel stronger with more energy and endurance.
Man, I need to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix.
No problem. You just got to send them a text. Text both to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of new Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help get you back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BOTH to 42424. That's both to 42424.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdingers. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdingers, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdingers offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Reddick Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day. Group play and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
Sports 56 traffic.
Right now, we only got one new accident on the roadways this morning. Accident on Germantown Parkway at Rock Creek Parkway. That's Germantown Parkway at Rock Creek Parkway. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
When I came home last night, you wouldn't make love to me. You went fast asleep.
Oh, yeah. Well, as I promised you here in hour number 2, live from the Family Leisure Studios, just gets better and better because now we are joined by our good friend Evan Barnes to talk a whole lot, actually, but a whole lot about this, that, and the other thing. But I got to say Happy Good Friday to you, Evan. How are you, bud?
Hey to you, my man. Everything is good.
Everything is good. It's good to talk to you, and I got to do a little check-in. How's your season going so far? Trying to cover the Grizzlies, trying to cover a little Tiger football as well with the spring. Trying to do you've got your plate is quite full, Evan.
Let's put it this way: it's like a buffet, and I'm trying to manage it. But fortunately, fortunately, I'm just trying to take every day and just try to keep the plate as good as I can. Obviously, we got more going on with the Grizzlies a little bit, so I'm just focusing more there. But try to stay up with the Tigers too as I can.
It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. Tonight, the Grizzlies against the Timberwolves, and last week we had a chance to talk to Zach Kleiman for the first time all season, and then I guess the last time all season as well, knowing the way that it usually works. And he mentioned the Jaren Jackson Jr. injury situation, which is a big part of it. He said by the end of the month, Jaren Jackson Jr. is expected to be back. Are we assuming, Evan, that that's like end of the month, like, closer to the end of, this big long stretch of insane games that the Grizzlies are about to undertake? Is that the working assumption at this point?
Yeah, it pretty much is going to be like the end of the month. Like, we don't know exactly what date, but when Zach Kleiman told us end of the month, I'm going to assume, probably like, sometime on this Grizzlies 7-game road trip, I imagine, or maybe when they get back and play Portland and Orlando at the end of the month. I mean, it's when I wrote it, I said there's a timeline, but it isn't a firm date. So we don't have a firm date when Jaren's coming back. But yeah, we can assume that.
Yeah, he's such a huge part of things, and then the Grizzlies, as we've seen, the energy level can fluctuate a little bit. How would you assess? Because I think Sane and I have talked about it a lot on the show. Like, if you're just kind of doing an overall assessment, how do you assess Ja Morant in his sophomore year overall? What you've seen from him, and where he is in his development?
I would say you definitely see some more confidence in him and just understanding kind of, the game starting to slow down a little bit. When I talked to Mike Conley the other day for that story I wrote about just him coming back to Memphis, Mike mentioned kind of how he sees Ja game, the game starting to slow down. And you kind of see that, Ja starting to understand when he can take control of games, especially in the third quarters now. You notice his third quarter play has really picked up a little bit. So I see the improvement there, but I don't think we've seen like that huge second-year leap. Like right now what you're seeing is he's obviously a much more confident scorer. He's obviously a much, better facilitator. But I do think there are things that he does need to improve on, like the jumper, obviously. He's shooting, poorly than last year. The three-point shot is obviously a bigger struggle. And I've been looking at some of the advanced stats on his pick-and-roll numbers, and he's actually like one of I believe one of the worst scorers on a pick-and-roll as the ball handler compared to his peers. So I do think there is room for him to grow because right now, when teams blitz those screens, it's either go to the rim or take threes. And I think he does kind of need like some kind of a mid-range game to kind of, balance that out a little bit. But I would say overall, you could say he definitely has grown, but there is still much more room for him to grow, if you will.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it, Evan, because I think it's obvious the talent that he has, when you see, stuff like second half of that game against the Jazz on Wednesday, the second half of the game on last Friday, you see incredible stretches of time where he just dominates and he's phenomenal. You think, wow, this guy's really this is really, really good. But then there are the stretches of time where he just seems to me like he's kind of drifting. And, I know that, one of the things that Sane and I have kind of discussed a lot is that, the standard for him is really high because you've seen how good he can be and how important he is. So, he's kind of like the honor roll student in the class. Like, yeah, if that guy could just kind of turn in a B every time without even thinking about it, he doesn't have to study. He can just, throw a B and maybe a low A, just kind of there. But you want to see him, if he applies himself, man, it could be like an A+ every time. And that's where I am with Ja. I want to see that energy. The Grizzlies have had 9 out of the last 10 games. They've been down at the half. They've just continued to lose first quarters. It seems to take them until the third or fourth quarter to wake up. And I think Ja is part of that. I just want to see more consistent energy.
Yeah, no, and when I did that, I did a story on, the first half struggles for the Grizzlies. One thing that stood out to me is that Ja's second half numbers are better than his first half numbers. And you notice that, like you said, when the Grizzlies have been trailing, Ja's first half totals are usually below 10 points. And so he's chastised himself saying, I need to be more aggressive. I got to set the tone. And when you see him set that tone early, things really kind of happen a little bit. I know he wants to be, a pass-first point guard, and he loves setting the table, and he tries to figure the game out, and then he strikes so well. But I think what he has to learn, too, is kind of how to put his imprint on the game early. Go back to that first Jazz game. Donovan Mitchell, I think, had 12 points in that second quarter. And that's kind of where you want Ja to kind of, have his impact as well. Have that first half impact as much as the second half, because to be frank, this team is not good enough to start having second half rallies all the time. They need to come out, set the tone early, and I hope that what they've seen in March when they face Denver, when they face Milwaukee and Utah, and those good teams, is you have to come out early and set that tone, and then if you put into an extra year in the second half, it's even better. So yeah, I do think that Ja has to be a little bit more assertive in the first half, not taking away what he does in the second, but I think he's seeing where good teams and good players set the tone early and then finish it out just as much as they started.
So the other thing that kind of has been, we've talked about a lot, Evan, is can you figure out the wing rotation, especially as it pertains to DeAnthony Melton, and Grayson Allen with him being out recently, that's obviously changed things. But on a standard, when everyone's healthy, it seems as though Allen has got the edge, and Melton's minutes have been fairly limited given the scope of his contribution. And I'm really struggling to figure out why that is. The Grizzlies are a team that is, analytically driven. They do a lot of studying of a lot of different stats. There's pretty much any stat you want to throw out there puts DeAnthony Melton ahead of Grayson Allen with these lineups with everything else. I'm struggling to figure it out. Evan, do you have a theory on this?
I don't, and I've been really curious myself. The more people bring it up, and the more I kind of look, and I'm just wondering, DeAnthony Melton, obviously, the advanced stats have been good to him the last 2 years, but I also think you look at what he's done. He has improved his 3-point shot. He's a plus 40% 3-point shooter. His ball handling's gotten better. Excuse me. Obviously, he still brings those same things on defense. He makes plays happen. I honestly do, I'd like to see more of it, but then the weird thing with Grayson Allen is that when he comes back into games, when he comes back from injury, he comes out playing really well. So it's almost like I see why Grayson Allen obviously is starting, because he starts, such games so well. He has those great first quarter numbers, but over the game, you see what DeAnthony Melton does. And to me, it's just kind of like, you'd like to see him get a little bit more minutes, especially finishing some games, because he does make plays happen. He can be a reliable shooter. He does play good defense. It does kind of bug me a little bit, and I still don't understand. We can go back to that Phoenix game, the first Phoenix game where he didn't play, and that was probably the most mystifying thing Taylor Jenkins did. up to that point.
And he's a SoCal guy. He's a Southern California guy like yourself. I mean, that's another. I mean, what a slap in the face to Southern California. Come on.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there is that. But, I mean, honestly, Melton has improved in ways that the Grizzlies wanted to do. He's talked about how he's improved his three-point shot. We looked at what he did in Houston. I mean, there have been games where you could say that his play has helped, either win or keep them close. You could say the same thing for Grayson, I think, in a way. Like he has, there have been games where his three-point shot has been really helpful. But I do think going forward, especially going into the step April stretch, you're going to need to keep Melton as involved down the stretch as much because he does have that ability to win games. And let's be honest, for a team that relies so much on the advanced stats, the numbers show that Melton's in the game, good things happen.
It does. It does seem that way. When Evan, when we go through this whole stretch, we see the Grizzlies starting tonight. I think I label it a must-win because of the nature of the rest of the month. This is it's hard to say that a game, in the middle of the season, when you've still got 30 games left to play, is a must-win if you want to make the playoffs. But I can't see it any other way because after home game against the Timberwolves, if you don't win that, then the rest of the month looks incredibly daunting. It's daunting anyway. When they're done with this stretch that includes 11 of 15 on the road, a 7-game road trip, brutal month of April. Are they going to still be in contention when it's all said and done?
It's funny you ask because I literally wrote about that today actually. I think they will be, but it will be very difficult because, like you said, I think tonight's a must-win game. I think with these 6 home games in April, I think they need to win at least. I said 4, but 3 could probably happen because these road trips are going to be absolutely, brutal. Like the 7-game road trip, they have 2 back-to-backs. They face Portland twice. They face Denver twice. They get the Bucks. It's going to be an absolutely brutal stretch. So I think the games they have to win, they must win. But I think they will stay in contention because I do think, looking at the schedule from around other teams, the Spurs schedule is just as tough, and they play just as many games. I think they're probably going to wash out. I think the Kings, while as good as they played lately, I think they're going to wash out because they haven't been to the playoffs in 15 years, and this team is just kind of like the Grizzlies. They're still young. They're still figuring things out. So all you need really is 2 teams to wash out, and you're still in the 10th spot. So I think that can happen, but I do think that by the end of the month, the Grizzlies will be under 500. They're probably going to stay at under 500 the rest of the season, but I don't think the playoffs will be out of the play-in tournament, at least, will be out of the question, although that's assuming the Grizzlies take care of business against the teams they should, because it'll be hard finding wins on the road, let me tell you that.
Oh, it's good. If they're still in contention when Jaren Jackson Jr. comes back, that would be a lot of fun to see what he brings to the table. I hope that continues to be the case because
and honestly, that's kind of like the wild card in this whole thing. What if he comes back early on, like during that 7-game road trip? What if he comes back and can provide a little bit of a boost, and maybe the Grizzlies split one of those games with Portland, or maybe they give the Nuggets a fight at the end of that road trip. I mean, he comes back. Maybe that's kind of like the wild card in this whole thing. So I think there's a lot at play where it's not like where I don't think I'm just going to say, well, the Grizzlies are going to be done after this month. This month will determine if they're done or not, but I do think there's still a chance that if Jaren comes back, I mean, that throws a whole wrench into this plan because now you got the wild card that can, boost an offense that really, really misses him.
Surely you're not taking UCLA this weekend, right? I know you're an LA guy, but you surely you can't take them.
I'm a UCLA fan, born and bred, since I was 10, 11 years old. But no, Gonzaga's going to win. They get revenge for 15 years ago when UCLA sent Adam Morrison flying off the court.
I was at that game. That game was the same night as the University of Memphis against Bradley in that same. And I was there in Oakland that night, and it was. Whew, that was a very strange. I was right. I mean, like I was watching Adam Morrison cry on the court with 3 seconds left in the game. He was crying while the game was still going on, and they were within a possession. At that moment, I knew he was mentally. He had some things he needed to work on because that's tough.
Well, funny story. So I was in college that night, and I was getting dinner, and I stopped to watch because I was like, okay, Gonzaga's beating UCLA by a lot. I'm not going to, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then UCLA started coming back. I stopped in my tracks. I think I found a table somewhere. I was like, I got to watch this. And then the rally was complete, and then the tears were just really, really like icing on the cake at the time because with being going to San Diego, we consider Gonzaga a rival.
Right.
And so basically, our cheer is USD Gonzaga sucks. So, it's like we were just happy for that because it was like, yes, we got him. We got Adam Morrison out of here. But what's funny is like he was great that season, and all that. But that was for me one of the last moments where I actually like disliked the person so much where I was like, yes,
yeah, yes. And obviously you saw in the pros it didn't work out for Adam Morrison. But that image will stay with me. I remember sitting there watching this thing unfold. It was crazy to watch it unfold live, but to see, I'll never forget that, him seeing like that. And I was like, that is, I don't know, man. You can't, the game's not over yet, buddy. Like, it's not done. You can't, I know y'all just got, caught up from 15 up and all that, but oh man, that's, that one's not right. All right. Well, thank you for jumping on, Evan. We'll do it again soon and enjoy the weekend.
Hey, Pete, appreciate you guys. Y'all take care, stay blessed, and let's enjoy this weekend.
Absolutely. Man. Yes, indeed. Evan Barnes. As always, you follow Evan on Twitter at Evan_B, not only because of the great takes on the Grizzlies and, of course, the Tigers and other things, but also music, as we had a little musical chat amongst ourselves. A lot of folks will with Evan. So appreciate it, buddy. Thanks, man. He's the best. He's Evan Barnes, and we appreciate him joining us this morning. When we come back, we will. I got a story that really encapsulates the kind of year it's been for Tennessee in so many ways. We'll get to that coming up on the other side. A reminder: we got Kari Thompson coming your way later on, along with Chris Raby. So still a lot to come here. The Family Leisure Studios, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
Hey, I heard that you just got a new car.
Yes, I sure did, and I could not believe how simple it was.
Really? Tell me what happened.
I bought my car at Cars Inc. They are family owned, and the choices of cars were the best I've ever seen. They even said they could price match with anyone and help me with whatever financing I needed.
Wow, it does sound like they know what they are doing.
Their family has been in the car business for over 30 years, and they're excited about being in Memphis.
Where are they?
5095 Cummington Way, and their phone number is 901-623-7180.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies. We will hand you $100 if we can't, and thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Fiveash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Fiveash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Grind City Brewing Company is taking care of beerness in Memphis. Grind City Brewing is the dream of a father and son duo to create a brand that delivers a high quality, great tasting, and easy drinking craft beer. And they've done it. The brewery sits high above the city elevation in uptown Memphis with 15,000 square feet of beerness, including a 5,000 square foot tap room. Grind City Brewing is committed to all things Memphis, including the Tigers. They have created a malt liquor called Tiger Tail that is the official craft beer of the University of Memphis. Tiger Tail comes in 16-ounce six-packs and is not your typical malt liquor. Tiger Tail is crafted with a bold and smooth flavor, has 7.5% alcohol, and its clean finish makes it incredibly easy drinking. Tiger Tail and Grind City Brewing, taking care of beerness in Memphis.
Even in times like these, special occasions happen. And when an occasion calls for special, it calls for 117 Prime, Memphis's premier downtown dining destination. From the spectacular 36-ounce porterhouse paired with a Ferrari Carano Cabernet, to the jumbo lump crab cakes, to the raw bar with oysters fresh off the boat from the Gulf and the East Coast, there is simply no finer dining experience in Memphis than 117 Prime in the heart of downtown. These are complicated times, but if you want simply the best, you want 117 Prime.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, I got to put this Tennessee story on hold for a second because, I mean, you know, when the co-host of the show wants to come on, he comes on. That's how it works. Anthony Sane, what are you doing, man? I thought you were on vacation.
Yeah, man, I'm on my way back to the house, man. I'm headed back now.
Well, I mean, you're on vacation. I mean, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be working.
I'm
right?
technically not on vacation, man. I'm in a car driving back to Memphis.
Yeah, but you're
the vacation
I mean,
is over.
so I'm saying, but you're technically, you know, you're not supposed to be working, man. What's going on?
Well, Peter, I'm getting a lot of texts, people saying, you know, they need me back on the show today, so I'm just trying to appease to the people. It just hit different when I
were these from like Kevin Durant? Because I got a few of those. I got a few of those too. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about. Well, Joy texted us. Joy texted us, so I don't know. I mean, I guess you know, I don't.
Oh, okay.
So I guess
what did she say?
She wants Zach to get the vaccine and the vaccine, and I told him.
What is Zach doing, man?
I know.
Why is this dude still screwing around with the vaccine, man?
I've been
in the studio, man. You gonna be there Monday? It's gonna be me and you in the studio Monday.
He keeps talking about this. It's ridiculous.
No, I've been busy, like, and I keep forgetting to set my appointment.
I said, do it now. Like you're sitting right there.
Dude,
you're messing around. You're sitting there right in front of a computer. Do it right now. I'll send you the link.
Zach, I do a lot of stuff while the show's going on, multitasking. Like, I promise you can get it done.
No, that's not true. All right, so Anthony Sane, you Zach said you want to talk about opening day? Is that what?
Yeah, man. You got to talk about opening day baseball for sure.
Really?
Are you not excited? Were you not excited last night?
I mean, I honestly forgot it was opening day. But I got that's why I got Chris Raby coming on a little bit to talk about it because he's my baseball guy. So that's that. I didn't realize you were the baseball guy too. So go, feel free. Excite me then. Why are you so excited about it?
It was just good, you know, to see the guys back out on the field, man. The returning champs, the returning champs were out there yesterday. You know, win or lose, whether they won or lost last night, none of that matters. Just good to see the guys back out there, man. Another opening day. Who won what game doesn't matter. Just, you know.
You're right. You know, the old crack of the bat, the old swing of the clubs, the smell of peanuts and Cracker Jacks and all that. Yeah,
the same peanuts from 2019.
Exactly.
They say they skipped 2020, so they just pulled those same peanuts.
Surely you didn't watch the game you didn't watch baseball while you were on vacation too. I mean, that's even worse.
See, Peter, none of that matters, man. It's just, you know, it's back, man. Baseball is back. That's all that matters. Don't worry about whether they're actually watching the games or not. There's no I'm excited the baseball is back.
This is one of the weirdest. This is one of the weirdest segments we've done. It's way up there. It's way up there on the list.
I'm a cultured sports fan, man. I watch baseball.
Okay, well, I'm serious. Tell me what happened. I didn't. I'm just be honest with you. I'm not nearly as cultured as you.
I just told you, man. Like the returning champs played. The guys got back on the field.
Who are the champs?
You know, huh?
Who are the champs?
Peter, none of that even matters, man. I mean, come on, man. The guys got back out.
It doesn't matter who the champs were.
We had some fans, you know, in the stadium. You know, it's back, man. Baseball is back, man. Come on.
Oh man.
Hey, what's going on, man? You skated around my question too, bro. I said I'll see you in the studio. I was wondering, we going face to face Monday? What's up?
No.
For the culture, man. Come on.
No. Eventually we will, but no.
Man, both of us vaccinated, bro. I mean, how vaccinated you need to be? Like, what you need, man?
It's not up to me, but no.
Oh, okay. We still got to wait for the state to allow us to go face to face.
Exactly.
You're right.
It's not up to me, but I miss you. But I miss you. I miss you for sure.
For sure, man.
we
when we go face to face, bro, we probably need to keep our mask on with a little breathing hole, a little.
No.
We'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen somehow.
Yep.
I do want to mention this. This story. I was going to tell you that I was talking about this going to the break. I don't know if you saw this. My guy David Ubben of The Athletic was writing about Tennessee. There's a kid, 9-year-old Tennessee fan named Landon Israel, who said, he's from Knoxville. He talked about his Tennessee's kind of sucks lately, and he said, "I've heard about all these players going to the transfer portal, but can fans enter the transfer portal?" And his dad's like, "I guess." And so he, as a Tennessee fan, he said, "Well, I'm going to keep Tennessee in my thoughts here, but I'm going to send out letters to Tennessee, Alabama, Ole Miss, and LSU, and see if and tell them that I'm a fan and I want to be recruited as part of the fan transfer portal."
Yeah.
And LSU sent back a something cool to them, a little LSU backpack, some sunglasses, a signed photo of Ed Orgeron. Said "Go Tigers." Alabama sent a signed photo of Nick Saban. It said "To Landon, Roll Tide." Ole Miss, actually, Lane Kiffin called the kid directly, and said he was going to recruit him, and called him, and actually had a 5-minute conversation with him, amongst other things.
That's not a recruiting violation. Aren't they in dead period right now?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that the fan. I mean, we haven't even gotten there yet, so I think it's just really open season on the fans. I mean, they're sending them, backpacks and all
Lane
that stuff.
Kiffin's just ahead of the curve.
He's ahead of the curve. 9-year-old Tennessee did not send this kid anything.
Oh man.
This is like the lowest of the low. You got a 9-year-old kid who is a fan of your program, who is threatening to leave your program, and you didn't even send him a form letter back.
Hey,
what a pitiful, pathetic program Tennessee has become. That's pitiful, man. Lane Kiffin jumped all over this thing, and then they didn't send him one thing.
Man, let's get Cordell and Tawanda on the phone. Send that kid out of a package. Let's get this kid in the transfer portal, man. Sure, let's go.
So now this kid is now an Ole Miss fan because he committed to Ole Miss. He said, "I was hoping for Tennessee, but I went with Lane and Ole Miss." And
yeah, you gave it
because they didn't care. What are you? Disgusting.
That's your volunteers, man.
I'm about to go into the portal.
What'd you say the kid's last name was?
Israel.
Oh yeah, they profiled.
Landon Israel is his name.
They don't care. Tennessee doesn't care.
Unbelievable. Well, Shane, I know there's a lot of baseball on the docket today, so I don't want to get in the way of you enjoying
let me get back to
even
it,
more baseball.
Man, I'm disgusted, man, because I realize I just got into the betting game with you, putting me on to it, FanDuel.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to promo code Big Head.
Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly right.
I just got into it with you, man, and I realized I already got a problem, man. I tried to bet on a game while I was out of town, and it was like, here's a list of approved states for gambling. I was like, crap, man, I really have a problem. I felt a way that I couldn't give FanDuel any more of my money today. Yesterday.
Well, today you're coming back, so you'll just have to make up for it. You'll just have to make up for it. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Anthony saying we'll talk to you back as normal on Monday. Enjoy your weekend, my friend.
All right, bro.
Anthony saying co-host of this program. We come back. Kari Thompson, stick around.
A good friend of mine told me about this awesome place for lunch.
Oh, yeah? What's the name?
Neil's Grill and Bar, where the fat man rocks. Everybody knows Neil.
Where's it located?
It's located in Yorkshire Square off of Quince.
And what's it like?
The best lunch place in Memphis. Like real mashed potatoes and gravy. Everything is made from scratch. Monday through Friday, daily lunch specials like Monday baked chicken, Tuesday chicken fried steak, yum, fried chicken livers every Wednesday, Friday Salisbury steak, barbecue chicken, or if you just want a vegetable plate, the best veggies in town.
What about the lunch price?
Meat and 2 veggies, $7.95. Meat and 3 veggies, $9.99. And veggie plate, $8.95. Big fat boy portions, man.
Man, you're making me hungry.
Come hear the best live local music at Neil's. Mondays karaoke, Tuesdays Debbie Jameson, Wednesdays Elmo and the Shades, Thursdays Eddie Smith, and the best Memphis music all weekend at Neil's Bar and Grill,
where the fat man rocks.
Guys, we need to clear a path here.
Indeed knows unexpected employee turnover can stall your business.
John.
Like at Chris's Logistics Company. To avoid things grinding to a halt, he needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Taqueria Express number 6 has a new location, 6290 Winchester Road. Taqueria Express has tacos of all kinds, including chicken and sirloin, beef fajitas, shrimp fajitas, enchiladas with homemade tortillas, even chicken wings. And my favorite is the mango sauce, which goes great with a nice cold beer. You can dine in and take advantage of the full bar or get your order to go. Call ahead, 901-800-2737 to pick up or use the drive-thru. Ask how you can win a 2021 Nissan Versa. Taqueria Express.
It's time, Memphis. Join John Morant, Tyus Jones, and your Memphis Grizzlies Wednesday, April 2nd at 7 p.m. as they take on the Minnesota Timberwolves, presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Check out grizzlies.com/tickets today.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 115 years. You know, I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. So easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. Stock up heavy on all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
So we got a new accident on the roadways. Accident on Crump Boulevard at Kentucky Street. That's Crump Boulevard at Kentucky Street. Also, still working an accident on Germantown Parkway at Rock Creek Parkway. That's Germantown Parkway at Rock Creek Parkway as well. This is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Hour number 3. Yeah. It's a funky Friday. You made your appointment yet, Zach?
No.
Okay, by the end of the hour, I want an appointment. I want evidence. Email me your time. We're gonna make you do this.
Okay.
Get that vaccine. Come on. We're not messing around here. Welcome back. Hour number 3 of the program is here, presented by our friends at Acura of Memphis. We're in the Family Leisure Studios. Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1. It is a funky Friday. Kind of a disco Friday here, as a matter of fact, now that I hear that a little bit.
Got a nice little bass line going.
Overlap. Yeah, a little bass line. I got you. A little overlap, though, for sure. I am Peter Edmiston. You just heard Anthony Sane calling in. He's not on the show officially today. He's out, but he'll be back Monday. Officially. Zach Boyd producing the program, and hopefully going to get his vaccine appointment by the end of the show. That's our goal, Zach. Don't mess around. Don't mess with me. We got Chris Raby coming up later on in the show. Joining us now, our pal Kari Thompson, who, of course, covers preps for the Commercial Appeal, among many other things. And he's the host of The Kari Show, which you can check out all over your social media platforms of choice and YouTube and all that. Kari, what's up? How are you?
Doing great. Peter, what's going on in your life, man?
Man, just living it and enjoying a nice, good Friday. Weather is beautiful, a little chilly, going to warm up over the course of the day. And we got a good one. I want to talk to you about the national semifinals here in just a moment. I'm going to talk to you about a few other things. But first and foremost, I got to ask you this. We had the whole transfer portal situation with the Tigers earlier in the week. You got three players, some prominent players, Boogie Ellis, Damian Ball, and of course DJ Steffens, or DJ Jeffries rather, not DJ Steffens, in the transfer portal. DJ Jeffries, the most interesting one, I guess, because of his proximity and the Olive Branch connections and all of that. So let me ask you this: from your perspective, covering preps in high school, it seems more and more now that a player who's recruited, the first choice that player makes may not necessarily be the be-all, end-all. There's a decent chance now. We got 1,200 kids in the transfer portal, and more to come, I'm sure, that after year one, maybe year two, some changes can be made. In your mind, how does that affected recruiting, especially high school recruiting at this point, knowing that the portal is an increasingly viable way to build these teams?
Well, I think the pandemic has had a huge effect, too, because it changed the rule. You don't have to sit out. So you can go, the transfer portal's hot right now because, you can go play somewhere else next year. That is the big game changer more so than even the portal, in my opinion. It's the fact that, the COVID has made it so that you can get the exemption and you can go find your new home and be on your way. Because sitting out for a year, stinks. Who wants to do that?
Well, it's true. But, we saw Roy Williams retiring. And I think increasingly it's more and more that, coaches – and I think this is part of the reason why you're seeing, a lot of these big-name coaches beginning to perhaps struggle a little bit. Because it's not about the full-on recruiting anymore. It's not necessarily really about the one-and-done player as much. That's part of it, obviously. There's definitely some one-and-done talents who are making waves, don't get me wrong. But, in terms of, winning a championship, that one-and-done player, your Cade Cunninghams of the world, aren't necessarily going to be the be-all, end-all. And you're seeing teams, in the Baylor and Houston, I think 5 of their top 7 scorers combined are transfers. UCLA, Johnny Juzang, who transferred from Kentucky, was absolutely sensational in the Elite Eight, getting them to the final. Gonzaga is really, really good. But, of course, Brandon Clark, who's a Grizzly, was the transfer from San Diego State back in the day. And so transfers more and more now are becoming part of it. And as a coach, not only do you have to recruit guys, but you almost have to, continuously recruit guys to keep them in your program.
Yeah, you absolutely do, man. Shoot, man. It's it's like dating, man.
Yep.
Yep. You gotta stay after it. You gotta be persistent, because you never know when your recruit might lose interest.
Exactly. That's a good. That's what it is. A relationship. You got to keep that relationship going. You got to continue to date. You got to continue to do stuff. And these players are learning that now. Now, as I said, I think one of this may be an unintentional motivator for major change because I think a Roy Williams is man, forget this. I'm 70 years old. How am I going to chase these kids around? He just had the one kid, the 5-star kid going to the transfer portal, who's going to transfer. I'm sure that was part of the whole thing. I'm too old for this. To quote Danny Glover, I'm getting too old for this bleep. Why do I have to keep chasing these kids around and recruit them and then re-recruit them? Nah, y'all can have this. That's just the impression I got. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know if that's it in Roy's case, man. UNC just hasn't been the same in the last couple of years. But dude, it's like it is in the Wild, man. Adapt, migrate, or die. Get with the system, man. That's the way it is in college basketball. You got to recruit these kids. And again, if you think that there aren't schools in all these kids' ears constantly while they're playing for you, then you're crazy. it's a never-ending game. I mean, because just talking to these kids, man, you know, they talk about all the relationships they've been building since their freshman year. And, you know, if you're a good recruiter, that doesn't just go away because a kid commits to a school. You're going to keep talking to that kid about more than just basketball. You're going to talk to them about life, and you're going to talk to them continuously just in case situations like this come up where, you know, there's a rule change and the portal's here, and, you know, some guys start second-guessing their decisions. So, yeah, man, that's what it is now in college basketball.
I mean, it's a different realm for sure. It's different. It's difficult. It's not easy for these coaches, but I'm happy for the players that they get this opportunity, because I think that's only the right thing to do. And you saw, like, I mean, Chris Beard moves from Texas Tech to Texas. And you see, you know, coaches move all the time. It's the nature of the business. So players should certainly be allowed to do that as well. And I think that's understandable in their case. Now, from a local standpoint, what did you make of the especially the DJ Jeffries situation with Penny, and the fact that, you know, his family has been pretty vocal on social media, you know, not necessarily thrilled with how things have gone. It's been a challenging couple of years for him within the program. But even knowing all that, it still came as somewhat of a surprise to see it all go down like this. Watching from your perspective and having, you know, followed him and covered him, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think DJ's time in Memphis has gone the way he thought it would be. But, you know, I mean, I read his Instagram post, and he thanked Penny and he said all the right things. But, you know, honestly, you know, sometimes you need that jolt. Sometimes you need that change of scenery to get you going. And who can blame a kid, especially a kid as talented as DJ, who turned down the options that he turned down to be here? I mean, why would you not explore if you're him? You know what I'm saying? If you're a 5-star talent who, you know, went through the ups and downs and the motions the way he did at Memphis, why would you not look elsewhere? You know what I mean? And also, you know, the transfer portal, just saying this in general, not specifically referring to DJ, but just because you're in the transfer portal doesn't mean you're gone. I mean, it means you're looking at other places. He actually hasn't transferred yet. So, man, if you're DJ, if you're Boogie, man, you know, if you're dudes like that, go look, go see what's out there. Go see if you can get some more minutes in a better situation.
So, is this just a situation where it's a specific relationship or whatever? Does this speak bigger, more broadly to Penny? Does this speak more broadly to recruiting, issues like that, or is this just a kind of an individual situation?
It's definitely an individual situation, man. I mean, you know, it's just a kid by kid basis, what they feel comfortable with. That's why, you know, you see that, you know, not all the Tigers in the transfer portal. It's just 3. And also, I think you'll see that, you know, Penny's making his media rounds. He was just on First Take. He was just on Undisputed. And I don't think Penny will have any problem getting transfers to come from the transfer portal either. Like, Penny's going to recruit. Penny's going to bring kids in. Like, it's an individual thing, man. You know, I don't think there's any collective situation that kids are looking at. Kids are like, this is what down in Memphis over the last year or two, and do I like it? Do I not like it? And do I like it enough where I'm locked in to stay? And I think you have 3 kids who are like, you know, it was all right. We won the NIT. You know, we did some good things, but like, I'm not locked into the point where I'm like committed to stay.
Right.
So
right.
That's where we're at. Yeah, you know, I like it, but I kind of don't like it. You know, like that sort of vibe.
Do you get the impression that, you know, Penny, is there pressure now for a tournament run next year, for some kind of a tournament? Is this, you know, with the NIT now? Okay, you know, that's nice, but you got to take the next step.
Oh, no doubt, man. I mean, is this year 4 for Penny?
Yep.
Coming up, that's a whole graduating class that he's had. You know what I'm saying? And he's Penny Hardaway. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not some run-of-the-mill coach. This is a dude that brought in the number one recruiting class in his second year. It's a dude who's an NBA legend. Like, why would you not expect him to make the tournament in his fourth year? You know, the expectations have to be there. That he has to be cranked up. I mean, we expect the Tigers to make the tournament from, like, year 2. You know what I'm saying? We're going on year 4. So, I mean, not discounting the NIT win at all. It's awesome. I think they proved that they, you know, barring, you know, some issues with the selection committee and the fact that, you know, the ACC is a 2-bid league, that, you know, I think they showed they probably could have played with a lot of tournament teams. But the situation is what it is. They did miss the tournament. But you got to give Penny his credit because they did the next best thing. They went out and won the NIT. But if you don't make if you're Penny, you're 0 for 4 in terms of making the tournament. That's a bad look for sure.
Well, he needs to. It definitely needs to happen as soon as it possibly can. What I noticed that that Chandler Lawson has entered the transfer portal as well.
That's an interesting situation.
Is that as intriguing as I think it might be?
I mean, like, I just, again, I tried Jonathan, but I haven't heard from him. But, like, dude, like, I can't imagine an incoming kid, even if it's signed, going to a place where his brother has just decided to become police.
It would be weird, right?
That would be super weird.
Yeah.
That would be a story in and of itself. So draw from that what you will.
Maybe there's like a limit on the number of Lawsons. That you just have a certain number, then that's it. You know.
Well, I mean, if you look at the family history, they kind of pair up. You know, you got Friedrich and KJ. Yeah. You got Chandler and Jonathan, and they kind of follow each other. You know, whether it's in Memphis or Kansas or Plant-City, Oregon. So, who knows what the next stop is going to be?
Well, I mean, I know a team that's got some openings all of a sudden.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I do. But I also know that team has a little bit of history.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's also I know there's also a team in the ACC that has a former Memphis coach that might have a good relationship.
No surprise this morning, by the way, Auburn's Sharif Cooper has entered the NBA portal, the transfer portal to the professional ranks. No surprise. No surprise.
Millionaire portal.
That's a fun portal. If you can get to that one, that's the one that you want to get to, for sure. Also, no surprise that, like, basically the entire Texas Tech roster is transferring now that Chris Beard has left to join the Texas Longhorns. So not a surprise there either. Who are your picks this weekend? Final Four. Please tell me you're gonna be gutsy enough to take UCLA.
No, come on, man. Nobody's
AKA stupid enough to take UCLA.
Man, from the first four to the Final Four, huh? That's like rags to riches in college.
It happens every now and then. It happens. I mean, should they even been there? I don't know, but now they're continuing to be there. Gonzaga's gonna destroy them. So that's that on that right there. Now the other matchup. Are you feeling the AAC love?
I mean, I think a Houston Gonzaga final would be interesting. Like, you know, major vibes. Right
Interesting
there.
In the sense that, like, Gonzaga would win by 20, or like what? I mean, how Gonzaga's not losing. I will tell you this right now. Gonzaga's not losing. So y'all, we can do whatever we want. They can play Baylor. They can play Houston. They can play Memphis. They can play whoever. It doesn't matter. They're not losing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm on the Gonzaga train, but you know, but the thing that worries me about Gonzaga is, like, I'm already seeing the post, like, Gonzaga, most dominant college basketball team, you know, are they in the top 10 ever, and blah, 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 blah. But the hype is there, man. You know, these are kids, like, you know.
If they win it all, they're going to be the first undefeated team since 1970. It's been 45 years since we've had an undefeated national champion. So
it's all that pressure. They haven't lost. They haven't had that kick in the tail, like, yo, this is defines who we are.
Yeah.
So have that moment show up on national TV.
I think they're going to be okay. I really do. I think they're going to be okay with it. He is Kari Thompson. You can check him out at _ Kari Thompson. Check out the Kari Show as well. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Peter.
He is Kari Thompson joining us. When we return, Chris Raby, we'll talk a little baseball with our other baseball analyst besides Anthony Sane, who's obviously Sane is the #1 baseball guy on the show now. But Chris Raby a close second. We'll talk to him about what's happening here as we continue. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays.
Lunchy munchy.
Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
I'm Kelly Erb with Mark Spensdorf Realtors, and I just had to ask, Sheldon, did you really just buy a set of golf clubs and you never tried them out?
Yep, that's right.
And Sheldon, didn't you tell me whenever you buy a car, you never test drive it?
Again? Yep.
Don't you think that's pretty bizarre since you always tell people to talk to 2 or 3 agents when they sell their home?
Yes, it is. I'm Sheldon Rosengarten, and I'm also with Mark Spensdorf Realtors with Kelly. It's funny, we tell people that you should always talk to more than one agent to find out not only what they think about your home, but more importantly, what they will do for you. And you really need to make sure and include us in the interview process.
I agree, because how are you going to find out about our strategic marketing program with the Shellbucks option? And as people often say, when you want the job done, call Sheldon.
That's Sheldon Rosengarten and Kelly Erb. Call or email us at memphisrelocate.com or 682-1868. Do it now, 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com.
Hi, I'm Tito Beveridge, founder and master distiller at Tito's Handmade Vodka. In 1997, I started the first micro distillery in the state of Texas with my dog, Dog Joe, at my side. We're still working with dogs out at the distillery after all these years. Learn more about how dogs are a part of life here at Tito's Handmade Vodka at vodkafordogpeople.com. Tito's Handmade Vodka is made from corn and naturally gluten-free. Cheers. 80 proof Tito's Handmade Vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. Tito'sVodka.com.
Hey, we understand. With everything that's happening, with all the new regulations, maybe you're not ready to come and hang out at Sweetgrass to catch a ball game. We want you to, we really do. And we're open for you to do just that. But we're also offering the next best thing, the new Sweetgrass Tailgate Party Packs. Whether it's wings, house-made dips, sliders, or other Sweetgrass tasty treats, all you have to do is call us or go to sweetgrassmemphis.com to order just what you're dreaming of when you're dreaming of watching sports and enjoying some sweet, sweet Sweetgrass.
It's happening again at Family Leisure. Don't miss out again this summer because pools are going fast. Spas in stock now, too, and they're ready for delivery. New 2021 patio furniture, state-of-the-art in stock now, and up to 20% off select sets. Swing into spring with a brand new play gym, professional installation available. The temperature's rising, and so is the service at Family Leisure. Family Leisure, I-40 and Whidden Road, where family and fun come together.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join us every Saturday morning on Sports 56 WHBQ from 8 to 10 a.m. and 96.1 FM and the new FM 98.5. We'll be covering the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, college football, college basketball, college baseball. We'll look into recruiting. We'll have guests from around the country with the latest news, the most knowledgeable people out there, the coaches, the players, the people who play the games. Don't forget to join us on the sidelines. Sports 56, 96.1, and the new FM 98.5.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Funky Friday here in the Family Leisure Studio. Zach, have you made your appointment yet, Zach?
I'm about to.
I don't see that on the screen.
Well, I have my personal computer.
Oh, that's it. Okay. All right. You sure?
Yeah, can you see it now? Like, it's here.
Okay. All right. I want evidence by the end of the show.
I got you.
Joining us now on the program, I don't know how he feels about this. noted anti-vaxxer Chris Raby joining us on the
Yeah, well, I just think measles don't get enough respect these days. I mean, and Hammurabi's code, an eye for an eye.
Hammurabi code, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
First of all, I think you're missing out on a big opportunity. Your rejoiner should be like, he's the brain. It should be you being like, I like soccer. And then it should be, he's insane. And then like saying as a quote, it's like, brain insane.
I mean,
I was going to whip up a couple.
God, that's
bumpers
beautiful.
for you
Please,
guys.
man, we need that. Yeah. That's incredible production, off the dome. That's why he's the best. Chris Raby of the Chris Raby Show.
A dome that's going to get a dome that's very much believes in vaccinations, but only for this. Only for this pandemic. Cholera, I think, needs another run. Yeah. So, scurvy, I am fine battling scurvy, but yeah.
I'm just saying we just don't know. We haven't seen it. So
no, you literally said known anti-vaxxer.
All right, fair enough. Well, that's because I know you personally. I'm much like Michael Rappaport. I'm going to have your DMs that you've sent me, all of the anti-vax stuff that you've sent me over the years. I'll just have to reveal all that stuff out there in the public.
How about that?
You can listen to Scoops with DannyMac.com. Check it out. I love what you guys are doing, and you've you really elevated that Danny Mac guy, which I appreciate. Now, somebody needed to, and I'm glad that you were able to.
Yeah, Danny Mac and Bernie Miklasz.
Couple nobodies that you were able to lift up a little bit and give them the rub, give them the Raby rub. And
I had a little practice with you, Peter. Time for weather.
Woo! Yes, sir. I love it. Good to hear from you, man. I'm thrilled.
What's going on?
I'm thrilled.
How are you guys?
Oh man, we're great. We're trying to get, the goal is to get Zach to make a vaccine appointment by the end of the show. Since we're now open and eligible for everybody, and Zach keeps making excuses about not getting his vaccine. So, or the Zaxine, as we like to call it. So we're gonna make sure that you get that squared away.
Keep your hands off my brain.
Chris, I'm not making excuses here. I've literally had no time to make an appointment this week.
You've literally, what do you mean? Literally had no time to make an appointment?
Sounds like you are just piling excuses to the sky.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. There's no way you literally had no time to make an appointment unless you are an air traffic controller or something, like which you're not.
You know what I thought about yesterday is that I was asking someone that I was working on a project with about when we could talk or when we could connect for 5 minutes, and this person said, I'm just so busy. I literally have no time, maybe next week. And I thought about that and I said, well, that is literally impossible. Those words are impossible unless you are an air traffic controller, or maybe you were in the military deployed, or I have a friend who is a glaciologist, and he spends like 6 months at a time in Antarctica. Like, those are the three scenarios in which you literally might have no time. Otherwise, you probably, by what time is it? 9:29 right now. You probably spent cumulatively like over 30 minutes on Instagram today. You probably, it's just, and I'm guilty of it too. And at the start of the pandemic, you had all these people being like, I'm going to learn a language. Well, no one's done anything. And if anything, I think we've all gotten worse at thinking about how busy we are. Yeah,
exactly right.
So go get a vaccine.
How's your friend, glaciologist? I have a lot of that's a weird.
And I don't even know if that's the right word. Hang on. Let me look up his.
Glacierman. I believe they call it a glacierman. Glacierman.
He spends. It's pretty amazing. He spends like a ridiculous amount of time, like in Antarctica. He is an assistant professor at the Department of Geophysics at Colorado School of Mines, studying glaciers and their patterns in Antarctica half of the year. What a dork! God,
how the hell did you get hooked up with this guy? Who's this guy? I mean, how'd you get hooked up with this dude? This sounds like
too many vaccines for him.
I don't know. This guy's a real Sherman over here. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
But the point being, none of us are that busy, right? Like,
He can probably still talk to you from Antarctica. I mean, honestly, like he can probably still just hook up on the old satellite phone, or they get 5G in Antarctica.
Well, you know what's no, they've got like the big phone that comes in a suitcase.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you like open up and point
Classic.
at the sky. But you know what's nice is that like at night, if it's been like an especially long day, you know, kind of to rally the tree, like, and they can't build like a campfire because I just imagine they're outside camping. They'll call me up and be like, "Do you have any takes? Hey guys, gather around the takes. Chris is gonna warm us up." And I'll be like, "Would the NBA work in St. Louis? Here's why not." And they'll kind of all gather around. And
Pete Rose, Hall of Famer, not yet.
Let's throw some more teases onto the fire.
You can warm them up on a cold Antarctic evening. And I think
this is good, by the way.
Yeah,
this is good.
It's nice. It's nice to be back. And another bonus, Zach, for a lot of people that don't know, is the vaccine is also in all likelihood the mark of the beast, or a 5G wireless to Bill Gates. So it should increase your cell service. Like as you just walk, you are walking basically a walking cell tower. So that's another just a bonus. Just to kind of think
How about
about.
you read some of the texts that are coming in right now?
70236 if you want to jump in the conversation that we're having. Chris Raby, your Cardinals are undefeated, and to quote the legendary late George Lapidus, I don't think the Cardinals are ever going to lose again.
And I mean, happy for baseball too. Oh man!
Ooh, what was that?
Crack?
What was the crack of the bat? That was the crack of the
bat.
Crack
of the bat.
Oh.
Wow! Yeah.
Man, I love it.
I think that the of maybe where we're at in baseball right now is that we will hear all of the normal cliches, like it's only one game, or they're on pace to go 162-0, or like hearing all that means that there is some return to normalcy in terms of the infrastructure of Major League Baseball. I think that it was good, or maybe at least comforting a little bit for me, that towards the end of spring training, it really felt spring training-y, and that like we're ready to go and play games against teams that matter and get out of Florida and stuff, doing the same thing every day. And I think that that's a positive. Like all jokes aside, baseball now is trying to
put all jokes aside. I am sick of these jokes. Set all those jokes aside, please.
Jokes that we were making about whether or not you should get vaccinated. Baseball is now dealing with, trying to figure out a plan to deploy vaccinations as effectively as possible to the essential personnel and the traveling parties of every team, while at the same time, they resisted trying to set up some sort of mass appointments, I guess, team by team in spring training, because, I think that there was probably the fear or the consideration of what that would look like from a public perception standpoint. We saw Charles Barkley kind of get slammed for his comments or dragged for his comments. And the Cardinals were very aggressive in, on their own, going out and figuring out ways to get appointments for their guys and figuring out ways to get things done so that they could reach the 85% threshold and, have some of the restrictions loosened, have guys be able to, see their families when they're at home and stuff like that. And, it seems like from logistical standpoint, as they broke camp and headed towards Cincinnati, where it just looked like a lovely day to watch a ball game yesterday, just beautiful weather conditions. It seems like things are moving ahead all right, but it's on one hand, I think fair to say what are the implications, or what should the process be for these players and organization members compared to the general public. But on the other hand, if you don't get vaccinated and you start traveling around the country, we're going to see teams with positives, and we're going to see shutdowns, and we're going to see issues. So kind of a crossroads here, I think, over the first couple of weeks of the season for baseball.
Well, and you saw obviously with the Nationals having their COVID situation, it's not there's a lot of positivity in a good way. And I mean, positivity test rate wise, that's the bad positivity. We're talking about good positivity. People feeling good about where we are. A lot of vaccinations, and I like the fact that Major League Baseball has incentivized teams to hit that 85% threshold of vaccination to loosen some restrictions. I think it's important to incentivize people to do it because all jokes aside, getting vaccinated is really important. You should do it. It's data is pretty much unequivocal at this point that it prevents transmission of the disease. It prevents you getting infected. It prevents you giving it to someone else on the odd chance that you would be infected, and it makes it far less severe if you ever get infected. There's pretty much no dispute on any of that data that is out there. So there's really no reason not to do it. And there's also no reason not to incentivize people who do it. So I'm glad that Major League Baseball is doing that. I hope other leagues take that example and kind of use it, because hitting that threshold and giving people something to be looking forward to. It's been one of my pet peeves, Chris. One of my new no-nos here is we're talking to people about getting these vaccines, but we're not emphasizing the good part about it. And people are saying, "Well, still need to wear a mask, still need to do this." Yeah, you do, but the truth is, it's pretty good at preventing that. You should be able to live a little bit differently when you're vaccinated.
Yeah,
and we should emphasize that part.
I guess that's kind of akin to saying yeah, we've got this great seatbelt and airbag technology, but you're telling me I still need to wear a seatbelt in the car? Well, yeah, but why wouldn't you? And I understand. Jokes back on the table, Peter. That
thank goodness. Let's get nervous.
It's maybe not a great look for pro athletes to give the impression that they're getting this special treatment, but then again, why is that a surprise? If Major League Baseball didn't set it up for them, they'd probably have someone in the organization or multiple people in the organization who were dedicated to sitting on computers trying to find appointments. Instead of that, let's just all try to move forward together. And I also would like to suggest that maybe all of the idiots who immediately, like Zach, has got no time for anything, just run to social media and less posty and more
jabby.
I don't know, but
vaccine.
The vaccination selfie has become the new I voted sticker.
Yes,
in a lot of ways. But I vote that we get vaccinated.
I agree, and I'll take the jokes. I'm going to take the jokes back off the table. Now,
let me ask you guys: what do you think from a college football, for instance, standpoint? Should players on intake in the summer and the fall, should there be would you guys have a problem? Let's say you have a kid at the school or you live in the community. If athletes are from football or basketball are getting priority this year, this summer, this fall?
It doesn't. No, first of all, I've never really had an issue with it, period, because it's these guys travel more. They're more likely to be spreaders in general. So these guys are ping ponging across the country. That's the type of job and individual that I would want to be vaccinated, just for the good of everybody. Right. It makes more sense to have them be vaccinated. And as far as special treatment goes, look, man, right now in the Memphis area, I don't know how it is in St. Louis, but in the Memphis area now, as of last weekend, the vaccine was opened up to everybody, 16 plus. Make your appointment, go get it. So there's really not even a need from a priority standpoint. We're going to be, I think the projection is that in the country by next month, we're going to have a glut where the supply will exceed the demand.
Oh yeah.
And you're going to be they're just going to be handing out vaccines on the street corners. Here, just somebody, come into Subway and, upgrade that sub and get a vaccine while you're on the sub.
I'd never eat at Subway.
Yeah. I've agreed that Subway is never anyone's first choice ever. It's never, ever. No one has ever said, let's go to Subway as their first choice. That's always a...
Hey, but if you want to sponsor the Brain and Insane, give us a go.
It's always I happen to be near a Subway and I'm hungry and I guess I'll go there. That seems like a reasonable place to eat. I've never had anyone seek out a Subway in my presence. That's never happened.
I guess your example is reasonable because you see a Subway on a lot of corners.
Yes.
Really not every corner, but a lot of corners. Mm-hmm. And, people are always going to figure out a way to do things that benefits them or their family, and that's
makes
life,
perfect
right?
sense.
So that will happen, but maybe just less overall. Social media, don't shame anyone, but also don't. It's going to get to the point where if you get stabbed, you're in the emergency room bleeding out, but stabbing selfie, putting it on Instagram or something.
I agree that we got to stop doing that, and a lot of these dummies have incriminated themselves in some of these things by putting their selfies out there in all this stuff that's happening. These geniuses that stormed the Capitol a few months ago. All right, so
let's go to the text line.
Yeah, 67129. Oh wait, no, actually 70236. Got the wrong number there. We've had a little number change. So the Cardinals victorious on opening day. And right out of the gate, Chris Raby, I mean, I know you are on, pins and needles. So what's going to happen? And 6-run first inning. What are we seeing here? We're seeing Nolan Arenado getting after it. Old Goldie doing his thing. And I know the Cardinals in your buddy Jack Flaherty on the mound. The pitching staff, I think, will continue to kind of be a work in progress throughout the year. But this certainly shows the possibility that they're going to be a vastly improved hitting team.
I hope so. I mean, that's been the key objective over the last few off seasons. And despite the additions of guys like Marcell Ozuna and before that Dexter Fowler and Paul Goldschmidt, they've really looked like a team that has the same issues year to year over the last handful of years. Now, Arenado, obviously a game changer in terms of not just this year, but big picture, one of the biggest acquisitions that the organization has made, I think, in its history, just, when you consider the impact on and off the field. But, the rest of the lineup is a lineup that it's fair to ask questions about. And, I think the outfield, Tyler O'Neill, Dylan Carlson, yesterday, Justin Williams. Well, how many of those guys will be playing every day in a couple of months or by the All-Star break? I think that it's fair to ask what the team's plan is with Matt Carpenter, who did not hit a lick, last year or in spring. So I hope that yesterday's an indication of what's to come, but this team has not been able to get over that hump the past few seasons. The benefit they have is that, nobody really in the National League Central is focused much, I don't think, on trying to win this year. And I think that the Cardinals, revenue that they're positioned to, start churning again once we do get things back to normal, or even once limited fans are allowed in the stadium starting next week. They're in a unique spot to be aggressive right now, while some other teams are navigating some choppy waters, both from a payroll standpoint, an asset standpoint, and maybe even throughout the year, maybe at the deadline. So I don't know, man. I think that it might take a little time for people to get really, juiced for the season and into the rhythm of it like we normally would. I think yesterday, for sure, didn't feel like an opening day for me. It was great that baseball is back, but so many of the social and communal aspects of what make it really, really special still aren't there. But maybe in those circumstances, the Cardinals can, try to make the most of an environment where other teams have some handcuffs for various reasons on.
We've seen the major extension or contract signed by Fernando Tatis. Kind of unprecedented for a player of his lack of experience level to get that much money. And then Francisco Lindor, a couple nights ago, ends up with a 10-year, $341 million extension from the Mets, handed out by their new owner. Are we to a situation now? Are teams going to actually be able to kind of have an arms race with the likes of the Dodgers with these bigger market squads? Does a San Diego taking a swing on Tatis mean they're gonna try to do that, or are we still going to be in a situation where there is the richest of the rich are going to be able to continue to hoard talent, and it's going to require a lot of young talent and good moves and smart moves by some of the smaller franchises to compete?
Well, not only a swing at Tatis with the Padres, but, trades for Snell and Darvish. Mm-hmm. Before that, I think that the players will have a lot to do with this. And what I mean by that is I think that we will see over the next handful of years, and Tatis obviously got the massive extension, but we will see young players like Juan Soto that are coming up. Bryce Harper a couple of years ago, the age at which he reached free agency. I think we'll see younger guys and guys getting to free agency faster, and maybe without signing some of those arb-eating year contracts, and that might force teams' hands a little bit. I think that, while some teams right now are needing to shed payroll, teams like the Cubs, who generally haven't done that in recent history under the Ricketts ownership, this will force, and the upcoming maybe CBA and potential looming labor dispute will force some organizations to change the way they operate. Now, I don't think a team like the Rays is going to change the way they operate, because there's a lot of factors in play there, especially the building and the city, like where they're at. But, does that mean that we're going to see the Houston or Chicago kind of tear down and air quote tank and then try to rebuild model? I don't know. I don't know if that'll be acceptable. And I don't know if there will be a path back to contention. Maybe you incentivize competition, or you change the way that, draft picks are allocated, or the way that you can spend money on your draft or internationally. But, I think it's fair. I think that it's encouraging to see a team like San Diego kind of go all in and, be aggressive. It's great if the Mets are relevant. That's really, really good for baseball. But ultimately, it'll be, I think, the players and this upcoming CBA negotiation that dictates what the owners can do, because all of the gripes the players have right now with service time and manipulation of service time and contracts, like they collectively bargained the terms of this current agreement. So if they're not happy with it, we could be headed for major changes, but we also could be headed for a stoppage before those changes are implemented.
We will see. I hope no more stoppages, please. Go get your vaccines, everybody.
Come back to that.
In spite of what Chris Raby says. Scoops with DannyMac.com is where you will find him. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I love you, buddy. He's on Twitter at CHRABE. C. Raby, check it out. Terrific stuff. Keep doing your thing, buddy. Thrilled and happy to have you here. And don't be a stranger. We'll do it again soon.
Great to talk to you boys, as always. And can I just, Peter, maybe leave you here with another little, let's see here, just a little crack of the bat. Man, I'm such a crack junkie. Listen to this guy. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
It's
what it's all about, baby. That's what it's all about. Crack that bat. Let's go.
Later, guys.
See you, buddy. The kind of crack addict we can approve of here on the program. Don't mess with any other of them. When we return, we'll wrap it up with a couple thoughts about tonight's matchup and the future for the Grizzlies when we continue. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Taqueria Express number 6 is now open at 6290 Winchester Road. Taqueria Express has locations all over Memphis, serving the best and most authentic Mexican food. You can dine in and take advantage of the full bar or get your order to go. Call ahead at 901-800-2737 to pick up or use the drive-thru. Plus, online delivery options through Uber Eats is coming soon. Stop into Taqueria Express number 6 at 6290 Winchester Road and find out how you could win a 2021 Nissan Versa. Taqueria Express number 6 is now open.
There's always that one team that ruins your bracket. But that's why I'm betting the tournament on FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook. On FanDuel, your first bet is risk-free. New users get up to $1,000 in site credit back if your first bet doesn't win. FanDuel has odds on all the action day and night. An easy-to-use app, multiple deposits, and fast withdrawals. It's all there at FanDuel. That's not enough. FanDuel wants to make you a millionaire. They're giving away $1 million to one lucky bettor. New and existing users get an additional shot at the payout every day you bet the tournament. So if you want a shot at becoming a millionaire or even a thousandaire, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Just use promo code BIGHEAD so they know I sent you. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. No purchase necessary. Restrictions apply for $1 million drawing. Risk-free offer for first online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 14 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789.
Frontier Western Store in Olive Branch is proud to announce the return of their Carhartt T-shirt sale. For a limited time, save big on the classic Carhartt K87 short sleeve tee. Get 2 for $25. Over 25% off. Frontier carries every color they make, including this season's new colors. All sizes in stock and on sale. Small to 4X with no purchase limits. At 2 for $25, you'll want to grab each of your favorites in this high-quality tee. Need some new jeans? Frontier boasts thousands of Carhartt, Wrangler, and Ariat pants in stock. How about baseball caps? Frontier now has their largest selection of hats ever. Hundreds of styles by Dixie Fowl, Carhartt, Ariat, Huey, and coming soon, Kimes Ranch. And remember, the 2 for $25 Carhartt K87 T-shirt sales for a limited time, so stop in soon. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
2021 is finally here. Might I suggest we start the wonderful new year with a makeover for your beautiful house. I'm Brian Elder. I'm a roofer. I fix roofs. Don't let them tell you that it has to be replaced when all it may need is some love. 867-0303. Let me love on your roof. I've made quite the reputation over the last decade as the guy to call after the insurance company denies the claim. Overturning a claim that has gone bad is an art form where you argue county code, manufacturer specs, and details of your policy that they have to abide by. So let me see it first. If I say it's a claim, it's a claim. 867-0303. Money is free at Brian Elder Roofing with 0% financing for half a decade. I'll measure your roof from outer space and get you a quote right over the phone. 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
All right, Zach, where we stand?
It's set.
Computer Love is set.
Yeah.
We made the Computer Love work?
No, well, not computer love, but, you know, the vaccine love. Yeah, it's set.
All right. When are you doing it?
Next week.
All right. We're going to follow up on this.
Of course. I might have to take a picture and put it on the media, you know.
You can at least send it to me. You can take a picture. You don't have to post it if you don't want to. You can send it to me. I just want to make sure that we're good to go.
Well, I realize as I've grown in this industry and grown with you guys that I have a voice.
Yes, you do.
On the platform.
Yes, you do.
To a small group of people, but it's big enough to where they need to know.
People love you. People love Zach. They want to follow what you do. You can set yourself up. You could set yourself up to be a leader in the community.
Have to be a leader.
Absolutely.
Especially during these times, because there's a lot of fake leadership out there.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Well, I'm proud of you, Zach. I'm happy that we finally were able to make this thing work. Coming up next, of course, it is middays. No Greg Gaston, like yesterday, he's out, but Zach's going to be doing his thing along with Eli Savoy. And I heard Eli's got Charlie Ward on, former Heisman Trophy winner and NBA star, one of the truly outstanding multi-sport athletes in the history of sports, joining Eli. So you're going to want to stick around and have a listen to Charlie Ward coming up. Grizzlies, as we mentioned, in action tonight as they take on the Timberwolves. There will be no Justice Winslow again, who's still dealing with some thigh soreness. You hope that it's not any kind of recurrence or anything injury-wise for him, but that's 3 straight games now that he has missed. Irrespective of that, Grizzlies absolutely have to win this game. The Timberwolves are a 12-win team. They are notoriously bad at basketball, which is a real problem for them and one of the reasons why they haven't won as many games. But even in spite of the fact that they're bad at basketball, they are still pretty talented and capable of kind of messing with some teams a little bit, and they have won 2 of their last 5, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you've only won 12 of 48 games, then that's basically the equivalent of a winning streak.
Yeah,
at this point,
close enough.
And they beat the Knicks on Wednesday night, and Anthony Edwards is starting to really play well. The Timberwolves, much like the Grizzlies, are bad starters. So this game, I mean, I don't want to tell you how to live your life. You can check out FanDuel Sportsbook, as we've talked about, to get the latest and greatest there. But both these teams are really bad starters. So I'll be curious to see if either team can even score in the first quarter, because they're both miserable in the first quarter, and then they get better as the game goes on. But as we mentioned before, the Grizzlies, if you want to have any chance of actually being a playoff team, then you have to win this game because the schedule just gets insanely difficult after tonight. Tonight is basically the swan song for you could basically say goodbye to the normal season with tonight, and then it becomes just brutal after that. Because on Sunday, they will go to Philly to take on the Sixers. Yikes. Then at Miami, also yikes. At Atlanta, Atlanta's playing better. At the Knicks, they're playing better as well. Then Indiana, Chicago, Dallas at home. Those teams are all improved, especially Dallas. Then it's the 7-game road trip at Chicago, at Milwaukee, at Denver, at Clippers, at Portland, at Denver, and then home to Portland. That's basically the rest of the month.
Yay.
So that's what I mean. Like, you better win tonight, because I don't hear a lot of wins, and I'm not sure in how many of those games they're going to be favored. I think they'll be favored in maybe 3, 4 of those games, maybe, out of the next 15. You better win tonight.
Yeah, you gotta hope one of these players have like Herculean performances to get one of these wins.
Hercules.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get out of here. Zach, have a great weekend. Thank you, as always.
You too.
Thanks to all of our guests, Chris Raby, Kari Thompson, Evan Barnes, Adam Kramer. Again, stick around. Middays with Eli coming up next. Have a great weekend, y'all.